meant to show how far he's come, how much he's growing. They've got one hell of a test to start things off.
Yeah, Falcons are used to being maybe the home team in this part of the world, but not today. MongolZ on this very stage, looking to make up for last year, looking to make a run all the way. Magic waits in the semis, but first we've got a quarterfinal. Astana, who will fall short of their goals? Let's find out.
Exciting map pull throughout the entire series. Starting things off here on Mirage. A big question about who hits the ground running in this pistol round. The momentum feels like it's worth a lot, especially when you're competing against the crowd like the Falcons. The clear favorite here, Yakindar, spotting players on the cross. It's the eyes set on this A play for the Falcons.
Overwhelming. Fallen hiding out in plain sight. He takes two with him, and Yakindar gets pushed back. K27 doesn't let him escape. 2v2 for the Falcons, but the bomb not down. This is the firepower of Falcons up against the fangs of FURIA, MongolZ and K27.
He's dead at the first turn. K27, explosive start to the pistol, leaves it just on K27, but no stranger to clutches. 1v2 required as he makes his way up through the connector. Post plant's already taken for the Falcons. Serato's creeping in.
Not much of a crossfire, he can isolate.
Element of surprise gone, but he gets his and knows the whereabouts of K27 out towards the spawn.
Surely not.
Who's being held? K27 gives him the fight and rips heads off. That's the start from the young gun you want.
No, he knows he has a crowd on his side. He knows they're not giving that one away, but K27 will not fall for it on the fake. Tap on the bomb, it's a stick, and K27 comes in with 4 kills in this pistol. Firepower. Questions of players who have crumbled on stages, teams who have crumbled in playoffs. And there are questions to be answered tonight, K27 being one of them. That's a big round to kick off this quarterfinal. And MongolZ on this CT side is something we're all going to be waiting to see. It may be Falcons' map pick, but even as Prof said on that desk, don't want to eat your words. This guy with the AWP on CT Mirage is one of the best in the world.
Carrigan getting the better K27. That's an opener you'll take all damn day if you're the Falcons. The play in the downtime as that's where Falcons look to lay their claim in this anti-force. Another kill out of Carrigan and big problems here for FURIA. They've got their captain, but he's up against overwhelming odds, getting surrounded. Falcons on all sides of him and nowhere left to run for Fallen. This one looking to get cleaned up. It's just Yuri.
Love how K27 plays that fight, never oversteps, never gets closer around the corner into a 5-7. He forces his opponent to come to him. All the while, Falcons whittle away at that B hold. Nice double entry for Carrigan in middle. All in all, Falcons happy with how this game started off. Clutch in the pistol, a clean conversion. Only one gun saved for FURIA.
Okay, I think we're all homing in on the MongolZ homecoming story, right? The idea returning to the place where the journey all started. This version of FURIA began. First international event, first outing on the stage for MongolZ. But as the Brazilians in his team will tell him, winning on home soil, sometimes not all it's cracked up to be. A feat that has eluded the Brazilian core for FURIA, that Fallen will never have the chance to do again.
Yeah, I mean, lost for Fallen in 21 years of active play, and semi-finals, grand finals, no trophies on home soil. MongolZ couldn't help Fallen get there. Maybe Fallen will try and give his young prodigy a shot here in Astana.
Orthodox investment here. FURIA putting money in around that safe gun. You got a rifle on your Yakindar.
It's the Fallen effect. He's always willing to throw weapons over. Are they getting out of there? Falcons hedging their bets on this B site. And unfortunately for FURIA, only this USP here, but FURIA are moving quick. Yuri's already in position, Yakinda's about to be. This is Falcons running into a stack. This could go very wrong indeed.
There's certainly a chance to complicate the early game. Rifles here, pistols to back them up. MongolZ goes to take first contact on that jump check and gets deleted. Fallen doesn't last long either. That's going to beckon them into the stack. The rest of FURIA here, so the job far from done.
It's on.
Good turnaround for Yuri, but not able to complete it. It's the Karrigan lurk that's doing big damage. Yakindar's got to run away.
That's a reasonable save here. You're going to give Fallen a weapon, at least in that next round. Give yourself the best chance in the fall by. Can't say that wasn't winnable there. Lots of damage done, pressure put on. Falcons still get that bomb plant. That should confirm it. Karrigan already coming in with very high impact. Let's be real here. He's not exactly a star player in this Falcons team, brought in for other reasons. And we've, to be honest, seen some really poor maps for him individually, even when Falcons have come out with the win. Right now, 2 massive double kills early in this game has put Falcons in the right direction.
I mean, if you think Karrigan's here to get kills, you have a serious misunderstanding of his role in this squad. It's emblazoned with star power. And so Karrigan finding impact is just a nice little X factor for the Falcons squad. And you look at that firepower trio, been a phenomenal tournament for the 3 big names in the Falcons jersey, right? Monte with some electric games on the AWP. That 9Z loss seeming to really light a fire under the Falcons back in the group stages. And it has been a tremendous tournament. Nico hitting like his old self. Yasuki finding his footing in a big way. Also a hot start here in the playoffs. That's been a real talking point around the Falcons. Here's the gun round though for FURIA. MongolZ AWP will make an appearance. I think he wanted to hit the ground running now more than ever. Start out towards the apartments. It's been a real obsession of the Falcons. Has this B-bomb site there for that AWP to find?
Yeah, this is the last place you'd expect the AWP to start in the first gun round, but Falcons want nothing to do with it. So for now, MongolZ is just getting his time wasted. We'll see if that comes into play later in the round. Nico's still patrolling upper B. Karrigan willing to, like Apex, just run out top mid behind the boxes every round of this T side. Establish that mid control in a high-risk position. Gonna move in as well. Gotta watch out on this fight. Nice check for Tesses. Fallen felled. Karrigan followed up onto, and it's Falcons pulling the bomb back top mid. Wait.
No way.
How?
Yuri does a great job to get out with that kill there. Tesses has just put it together, but unable to complete.
I'm not sure, but right now Falcons are far from committed. This is still Karrigan pulling some strings from the back. Puppet Master putting Falcons in their place. Only MongolZ sits on this B site.
And he's up against the entire firepower trio of the Falcons. Millions of dollars worth of investment up against MongolZ. First shot lands in this alone, but not for long, because Yuri's making his way over. Reinforcements on their way. Time running low. Monte hits his, but MongolZ puts up the wall. Finally going to get dealt with. Nico drags them into a clutch. Don't count Nico out of this. He's had a hot hand across all of Astana. Yuri slow on the approach. Can he finish what MongolZ started? People getting suspicious. Where could he be? There's the info. Spot gained. But Nico's back in his aim. Out in the open. He goes for the fight straight up. Not looking to win this to time. He wants the conflict. He wants the smoke. Yuri closing in. Cuts him down!
No way! That felt like Nico had it in the bag. In the open, on the angle, health advantage, backing his aim as you say, and Yuri just outweights him. So patient, almost too patient, but in fact just enough to close on that clutch. MongolZ's double not in vain. And that is a painful clutch to lose for Nico. And Nico, who's looked renewed here by Karrigan's side. FURIA on the board now early in this map. FURIA. Trying to stay focused, trying to let his performance do the talking. Not wanting the emotions to conflict him ahead of this match. It's a big match, and MongolZ is here for it.
Convincing couple of shots already. MongolZ! He's quick. That orb shining as a real focal point of this FURIA defense. Goes back into the spawn. All by design. He's got teammates once again moving over to join him. Falcons might make it out. They're waiting right now on a backstab for Kiyasuke up through the connector. Oh, what a turn for Yuri! That's the flank shut down, and now Falcons have no choice but to battle forward. It's Monte, it's Nico, this duo, the one that was meant to put him on the map. But Monte's been fed to the wolves, and Nico doesn't fare much better. Yuri with some high-impact rounds to get things going.
He's curving bullets right now. He's shooting homing missiles. Falcons just catching it to the face. Excellent shots out of Yuri. We saw a fantastic group stage from him in Rio. Didn't quite translate into the playoffs. My goodness. Hitting shots like that on top of the clutch in the previous round will go a long way. FURIA now in control of the game. This is where Karrigan's job is called upon, calling them out of this into another gun round. Because every round will cost you 2 at this point. Full eco, just pistols, and Falcons hope for a mistake, but FURIA have been anything but aggressive in this game, trusting in MongolZ's orb and their anchors to hold down.
Usually a very active CT side. You'll have the flash plays over towards ramp. Yuri looking to get set up there and take the space away, but it hasn't really been that thus far for FURIA. You're dead on, just putting a lot of faith in MongolZ to kind of thin the herd and set them up for the round.
Oh dear. Only a Glock. Eagle done for. K27 turns around, and it's all okay, you'd like to think. No problem here for FURIA. One casualty. They'll write it off.
To get a solid read on Falcons across these group stages.
How so?
The flub T sides you've seen where they struggle to get the ball rolling, some dominant matches that end up closing up, still able to break through into the playoffs. Don't want these kind of rough T side benches where things just start getting away from them to crop up here in the quarterfinal. Falcons fan, you've been telling yourself you're waiting for Karrigan and the rest of the gang to get to the stages. That's where he's meant to get extra mileage out of his players. That's where he's meant to be the kind of master of how these games play, but a miss for Monte. K27 opening up this one. He clashes with the star orb for the Falcons and finds that 5v4.
A lot of pressure put on middle in this round. They even have MongolZ's orb backing up that push from K27. The 1-2 punch from FURIA's firepower. Falcons lose Monte. He is having a hell of a tournament. Nico needs his pick. Bombs coming in, and even just presence might draw FURIA into this bomb site. They're not certain just yet, seeing just one man. Fallen keeps his sight blocked. MongolZ is not far away either, and Falcons cordoned by a smoke.
Still a decent amount of block util on FURIA, right? The molly over towards short, and MongolZ could really complicate matters if it splits this push in half. Falcons could try and dodge this by just throwing the timing awry. They go through this smoke.
That smoke on com might keep MongolZ looking the wrong way, waiting for a lurker up short, but it's entirely through the apartments that Falcons want to pounce.
Suspicious. Play their card, footsteps heard, Fallen. His teammates here to help him out, goes down with nothing done. Again, the MongolZ all might have to provide, needs another multi-kill. He's had them in every round since this orb comes out. But if this shot there, surely that was meant to be the punish. Nico's supposed to be the safe pair of hands, but that gives it all away. Because now they're left a man down. And this orb still hits! Kiyasuke left alone, and they're closing in. MongolZ to get the retakes going. It's Yuri is the closer.
people who are happy with that result. Falcons looking awkward right now, looking shaky. Some missed shots, some scared moves, some swings and misses from Nico here, but still a fantastic sequence of shots from MongolZ's Orb. Slow and steady of FURIA. Since guns have come out, yet to drop around. Falcons come back in with a shambled by Kiyasuke Hero Galil. And back to an AXX while Kiyasuke lurks on the other side of the map. Is this a full commit here for Falcons?
All in. Out they go. Util to try and open it, but
I'm going back.
Split up. And yeah, they're looking to rejoin. Kiyasuke out through the apartments. Dropping in. He's shut down. Fallen never left. Fallen never fell for it. And now the round's in jeopardy. And was throwing that A fake, link up with your point man out towards B, but you've lost all this space. I mean, you've got nothing to show for it.
That whole round is designed around Kiyasuke killing Fallen. Bianca, weakest player on FURIA on an individual level. That should be a good fight for Kiyasuke, but Fallen stays aware. Good communication from FURIA to not make him over-rotate. He moved out of position, he stayed in B. And so with Fallen winning that fight, it extinguishes the entire round for Falcons. They're just left in the middle, wandering around in the daze. FURIA give them a kill. MongolZ hears that drop down under. 30 seconds. Falcons look for a way in.
In on the dig out from ramp, but as they try to go up through connector, that's where your Kindar comes in. And Yuri's been straight up invaluable, just never caught sleeping, never caught unawares. Our bells certainly ringing for the Falcons. And FURIA are kind of defying expectations on this CT side. You're expecting some of these ramp pushes. Sortez able to deal with it once, but that was the only time that FURIA have looked for any type of A-ward-bound aggression. Sure, it means that they feel like they're flying a little blind, but that's where you look at the MongolZ Orb and how it's been able to cut through every one of these attacks. So Falcons are man down in so many of their post plants, right? Struggling to get set up in those positions, have the crossfires established. Not only are you not getting what you might have expected out of FURIA, but you're struggling to get into good positions yourselves.
You'd like to think the one thing Falcons have had is a bit of mid-control here. More often than not, getting given this space, so they go back to what they know. Isarato on the edge, getting pushed back by the Molotov. So mid is conceded by FURIA. Pace up connector. Karrigan's selling this, but it is the B hit you've got to worry about. Kiyasuke, clean entry onto Fallen.
Oh, there's the double up. Swing out from your Kindar won't be able to punish, but MongolZ will. The Orb firing off, and they know they've got Karrigan trapped here. That's it. Display of some mechanics from the captain.
Synergy.
I have the synergy there yet from the high five, but it's a great round all the same.
It's building, just a handful of games here in the Falcons jersey for Karrigan, but man, a handful of double kills in this T side already. That's a third double entry Karrigan has found in this game, but it's Kiyasuke who takes the impact, finding every kill he needs on that B bomb site, stopping the re-swing out kitchen as well. Falcons get back on the board. And these rounds have been cautious, these rounds have been close, so FURIA don't have unlimited money. Falcons can put them in a spot of bother by winning this round.
There were questions around Kiyasuke heading into the playoffs, just what version of him would you get here? Right now it's actually Monte and Nico. More experienced, more tenured guys in the Falcons jersey. Waiting for them to get online, and that feels like what will be the difference maker down the end of this half.
Yeah, we've had a couple of orbs from Monte, but I think the standout has been some of the misses we've seen from Eco individually. We know he can recover. There is still time.
Monte was finishing games in these group stages, though, where he was undefeated in opening kills, and he was taking them in almost every single round. So certainly feeling the lack of that AWP, given that MongolZ has hit so hard. It's making it stand out. Two AWPers that are often talked about in similar phrasing, the idea that they're fast, they're explosive, they like to be involved, they're flashy. This time, Falcons able to get site control without paying a price for it. Will that change on the smoke break? K27 seems to think so.
Falcons walked all the way in. I don't think FURIA were even ready for that many players deep. They deal with them well. Karrigan gets a response kill. MONTE over the top, and they're going to hunt Karrigan down while they've got him in the open. That gives way to a chance to plot, but that bomb is in the open, and MongolZ will not let you cross for free. Nico 1v3, and 10 seconds to plug the numbers in. Checks the spawn, that gives time for Fallen to get closer, and Nico now can't win this round. Team flash or not, Fallen's found it. Nico's opportunity passes him by, and FURIA keep their money above water. Falcons are throwing a lot of set pieces at FURIA right now, and they are dealing with it really well. Not hurried, not rushed, not overplayed in any of these rounds, not falling for the fakes. Even when K27 found the triple entry to B, there were 3 players in the site. FURIA had a solid read over this game, and they can take a serious edge right now, winning this round, breaking Falcons' money into round 12.
Posted, ready for a swing out top middle. It's K27 taking the initiative. MongolZ having a strike a little bit later, but strike it shall.
I love this reset as well for MongolZ, right? They've got the man advantage. No need to overplay this. He can rotate. He could just stay in B. Falcons can't get a true read on where he is. And how is MONTE meant to get a pick back in this round? Fallen's offered it up. MONTE see that cross to the right. It seems like FURIA want to re-clear middle and do it together.
Players in Con would have heard that scope.
Oh,
so they've got an idea that MONTE right now is homed in on short. They're just walking him, playing with their food. They keep MONTE so interested in the prospect of Fallen. He entirely overlooks the connector, not expecting that move out of FURIA. Tessa's dead out there in top mid, and Nico left on an island, operating entirely alone. Back turn, dead man, team ace for FURIA.
If you're Falcons, you feel like you can't catch a break, right? You're getting players walking under your scope. Where's your cover? You're getting frustrated. Your teammates probably to a degree. Feels like you're walking into every single stack. Falcons converted pistol. They have found 1 gun round since that point. FURIA are off to the races. Is this going to be an 8-4 CT side of Mirage on Falcons map pick?
One of the things we're seeing right now is one of the exciting parts as well. Whenever you get kind of these old boy captains, Fallen versus Karrigan, seeing it a lot with Apex and Vitality as well. Not afraid to make adjustments on the fly, trust in their read of the opposition. Something Apex has been talking about in interviews around the likes of Karrigan, what he brings to the table. You heard it from Fallen in the interview before this game. There's a lot of mutual respect, and there's this understanding that some things you just can't prep for.
Even FURIA were clapping Falcons out on the walkouts.
Feels like right now FURIA know all the pressure is on the Falcons, and leaving it to them to make the first move more often than not.
Here we go.
Shut down for Nico. There's an opening. MongolZ makes his way over. This all for the B-side's been nothing but a problem, and MongolZ gonna feel confident to barrel on through with Yakinda holding it down all on his lonesome. What's MONTE supposed to do but die? FURIA run away with the opening half of this quarterfinal, and it's no contest.
Yeah, and MongolZ, we've seen him on some stages buckle under the pressure, right? It was one thing in Astana last year, falling to Spirit in the semi-final in his first top-tier Counter-Strike tournament. It's another thing doing it in back-to-back majors, but here a year on, MongolZ is showing up in this must-win match. Hell of a performance from MongolZ to kick this game off. 8-4 CT side for FURIA, and already coming off of the group stages, this was MongolZ's highest rated event of his career. Has a chance to do something spectacular in the playoffs this weekend.
Not to mention, you think about the side of the playoffs they find themselves on. This is supposed to be the hardest match till that grand final.
And I mean, so Falcons to draw FURIA in that quarter, isn't it? No easy road. Maybe even feel like they've made progress in a short period of time, but there's still expectations, and to disappear like this on a stage would not fulfill them. Monte and Nico still bottom of their teams, below Karrigan. Falcons, they were the bottom pistol team here in the playoffs. They found the first, can they find a second?
Go a long way to try and make this feel recoverable. A B play on the cards. KyeSuke, top performer, right place, right time. Oh, and he's hitting shots. There's all of them. Absolutely nailed it.
Fifth multi-kill in the map for KyeSuke, and I feel like every single one of them has led to a round win for Falcons. This guy's unstoppable right now, the only match to MongolZ on FURIA. And that is one hell of a time to break your poor pistol performances, Falcons. Whoa.
You hear how animated, how hyped up that gets Karrigan. Can this be a one-man show? Can it afford to be?
Not on the CT side.
Go for FURIA. They plan for the rounds ahead. I know with that pistol not going their way, this could still be a lengthy battle. So no use trying to rush it down without that bomb plant. No use offering Falcons any more of a headway back into this one. They take the eco, have a chance to chat over this next round. Says might get to farm here up close at the ramp. Only one. Rotate's going to start to arrive. Falcons should be good to deal with this, but a surprising amount of damage comes in before all is said and done.
Okay. Well, take your eco kills. Maybe it'll make you feel a little bit better. Triple for Monte, Orb soon in this CT side, but not quite yet.
This rifle round decides if Falcons get to tie things up. This could be their path back into Mirage and a chance to remain competitive. Right now, they're buying themselves as much time as possible to get the other members of this squad online.
Yeah, one more gun round. You can forget about your slow start, your missed clutches. Suddenly, Falcons are back in the conversation. So FURIA picked that bomb back up. Try to make up their mind. Minute 20 on the clock. Aggression from Karrigan. Dangerous move, but he's got the flash behind him. Oh dear, it's not fallen far. And Karrigan decides to bail. A good decision. K27 patient.
Good read that with the flood flash, that's just a fight not worth taking. Bailed out as soon as it falls short of the mark.
They're going to go back to middle. 50 seconds. Eco loses vision. Connect the smoke. Falcons are in the dark.
Blowing that open. Eco crashes two on the route out through lower. And now whatever the plan was for FURIA, maybe getting that window boost online, it's out the window. They've got 30 seconds left to work with here. Time is a big problem. Coming out through the connector's not safe, and that's the bomb away from FURIA. Falcons with a must-win round if they want to keep themselves alive on Mirage. MongolZ is causing a bit of chaos, but it's the bomb drop. It's never ceased to be an issue.
I mean, damage on the way out would not be turned down here, but Tessa just blocks and lives, and so Falcons will get out with 3 guns here. A little attempt from FURIA in an unwinnable round, but it's Nico's double that breaks in, and it's never too late in a single map of Counter-Strike to have your round to come back, and Nico shows that here on the CT side. Important double set up by his teammate, saves Falcons in this 4-buy.
This time FURIA really bought into the pressure all game. Timeout burned. And a decision to be made as to what they want to do with these 2 rifles. Aaron and Yuri exchanging some words ahead of this one. One of the 2 guns in play.
Everybody chipping in on the Falcons. Bot coming from Karrigan and Monte. Shots to be called by that AWP as it enters the CT side. We saw what MongolZ was able to do, how often he was in the right place. Time for Monte to match it.
So you're going to start off out towards the connector. Mid-util comes in, and so his eyes firmly fixed on top mid for now. You don't really want much to do with this. It's K27 operating. Yakinda rather on this part of the map all alone.
Yuri, that's cheeky.
Snuck out. Big move, but now spotted. Or moves in, and it's gone right away. That's a problem. Monte was meant to reel this one in. Instead, he's rolled out the red carpet there. Now the bomb making its way over. Yuri pushed up deep over towards the spawn. They're controlling the rotates. Pressure on for the Falcons. Something's got to give. Karrigan and Kiyasuke both dealt with on the swing, and in comes Yuri with a Hail Mary.
Jumps off that reload as well. Nico only trades, no cover, 1v3. He's going to try and take the element of surprise over this smoke, but they peek together, and K27 closes this. Again, another clutch denied by FURIA. It doesn't even get through the door. Love how FURIA use bodies in lieu of utility. 3 players fighting that window side. Man advantage, and they get through it despite the bomb drop. I feel like Yuri just made a read in that moment, coming right through Palace. Pulled his whole team in.
I mean, Monte right now, dude, that's a round losing miss.
Yeah.
Lets Yuri get deep CT control. Lets the bomb rotate in.
He had a second to react, but to be honest, it's Monte. We still expect him to be fine with that.
I mean, the type of kills that MongolZ is getting right now are usually the type that you see from Monte. It's very flicky, it's very fast. He's meant to be a surefire bet in those moments, and that's not been the case across all of Mirage.
Karrigan wants Monte back in this game. He has dropped him a rifle here, not Kiyasuke, but Monte.
Awareness from Karrigan that if you can kind of feed him some confidence kills, hope to get him back online, because you're not winning this without him.
Certainly not. Karrigan with the smoke, Monte with his team on the other side of the map and looks to send the pistols in. FURIA are more than happy to wait for this. Look at this default passive in Palace and ramp. Slowly clearing under. Trying something outlandish. Around the Falcons have nothing to lose in.
Spot in forward. They'll double drop and throw the aim off. All of this to try and tee up Monte on that hero gun.
Bomb is now in an awkward position. Gonna have to go Palace. This is into the stack. Yakinda might have to save this round.
Again, another attempt to set up Monte. It's the second player back at Palace. And this backstab closing in that looks to throw it all into jeopardy, and so a shutdown on this Palace crunch. Great adjustment for FURIA. Very well handled in a round that could have so easily gone awry.
Yakinda was already shifting through that con smoke anyway, but his team getting the spot pushes him faster forward. Good bailout from Yakinda.
FURIA at all stages of this map have looked very composed. They are not breaking into chaos. They have looked to be the team trying to play an orderly game of Counter-Strike.
Honestly, another try.
Another clash
Don't
with
think you're ready for
MongolZ.
this, dude. It's such an audacious off angle. MongolZ just patiently waiting. He delivers the double. Dink doesn't matter. MongolZ will not be stopped. It's the last position you're expecting to see an orb. And Carrigan spotted as well. That's the bomb of the apartments. FURIA will bail, but it's so early in the round. The world is our oyster.
Kindar's follow-up, punishing an info play for Kiyasuke out through the window, and an empty A bomb site. This is a round signed, sealed, and delivered. Falcons just too far away. Stack their chips over towards the B site, hoping that FURIA come this way. Got no reason to, with Fallen gaining ground out towards A, taking this extra moment just to go in. Really rest assured that they're making the right decision. That bomb moves in under the safety of Fallen's clear.
Kinder's just here to punish as well. He doesn't even need to lurk in. Could get backstabbed by Carrigan, but unlikely to be re-clearing this part of the apartment. So Nico, no escape. Kindo with a second, and Carrigan just trying to fight for survival now as FURIA run away on this T side. Falcons are in the dark right now. Gamble based on information, but FURIA immediately rotate out upon that bomb being spotted. And I love to see the growth from MongolZ as well. I feel like at times it was hampering him on CT sides. He'd be less aggressive, he'd go for less shots. One thing we always talked about this guy last year was how he got so many shots off of an AWP every round. I feel like that stemmed more recently. But very smart play on this T side to remain patient, to let Falcons, who are desperate now, make that first move, and they walk right into his scope. Monte didn't have a chance.
Something you imagine Fallen's just been drilling since that early lead for FURIA. You know, it's the idea that it's Falcons feeling the pressure. They're the guys that are going to make moves. More often than not, FURIA are content to let them do so, and then they punish. This is 12 rounds teed up for FURIA. Only the gun for Nico, pistols around it.
Misses it off the boost. Yukinda has managed to sneak back on the bench, and with that smoke down and no nade to break it, no opener available for Falcons, Nico just stays on top. Split available. Nico's back up in ladder. Watch out, Fallen. You're not safe here. Punish from Nico.
Gonna come as a real surprise, right? Nifty little move to send Nico into this position. MongolZ looking to give chase here. Low on health. Been largely risk averse, but this one is a bit out there. Low on HP, tries that head-to-head onto Nico. Still his team will make it up through the connector, and Tesses has no idea. Might just get shot in the side of the head. Really wants this contact first out the ramp side, and that's what they'll give him. Low econ round for the Falcons. They're in a 4v2. K27 dead, and Yukinda getting sandwiched. Falcons from nowhere. With a nifty use of this one hero gun on Nico, they'll have a second chance.
Yeah, they planned for the worst, hope for the best, right? That was going to be an eco anyway to buy up against Map Point, but now Falcons get extra room on this CT side to make a late game recovery. They get a 4-buy, they get Monte's orb, and they have reserves. Falcons have been given a chance and banger pistol shots, and Nico putting that gun to use, absolutely required to keep Falcons in this game, but they are bobbing Make no mistake about it, this is not a team swimming to the finish line. Falcons are surviving. Nico's handed off that AK to Kiyosuke. Right now, the game he's having, no better man for the job, and no better time to show up. Furia's final buy for now.
Take the order of the day. MongolZ, chance for an opening here, but it requires you to be very, very fast. Luckily enough, that's this guy's whole thing. Suke departs the angle. So for now, all you get from this is the mid-control. No opener.
Furia again really reactive at the moment, barely even out middle. MongolZ holding chair, yes, but Yakinda's wary of these boosts up in window.
Come down at the read. Falcons flying blind. They've got 3 players out towards the A site. Bit of aggression looking to come through now, and that's when Yuri punishes. Second man was on his way up, but that molly burns Nico down, and so this idea of the bait and switch will not pan out. Now Furia have their eyes set on the A play. Monte AWP in position. It has to deliver. First shot lands. Yuri cleaned up. Kiyosuke is made.
Oh, no.
Kindar turns around and deal with him. There's the MongolZ AWP hitting its stride.
Throw everything you've got. All the nades, forces a rotate, but Monte is saving if they let him.
And they're not keen on that idea. MongolZ comes a knocking. Time and time again, getting the better over Monte. Fast track to the finishing line now with that big hunt coming in at the end. There's no money left for the Falcons. They're gonna have to cobble together something.
Has felt like a game where everything that could go wrong has gone wrong for the Falcons. Furia with perfect stack, CT side. MongolZ in the right place, hitting the shot every single time. And Monte and Nico starting so slow in this map. They were given very little time to recover. 4 chances for Furia to close, and this is on Falcons map pick, no less. Fury has been a monster across this map. He started so strong. Still not missing when it matters.
Monte AWP bought out. He was the only guy with money. But an informed MongolZ to go up against. As we say, it's 2 AWPers. Oh, they're going to clash again. Oh, Monte just gives it away. Rifle push out in the top mid, but with an opener out towards B. Falcons are far from comfortable. Important double for Kiyosuke if you want to have any chance in this round.
Yuri dies. This is over. The bomb's at top mid right now. Kiyosuke will depart. It's that decision he'll regret later, because his team have not been reliable. He has done so much on this CT side. Double kill to open up. Surely that's enough. Oh, they just missed the palace smoke. Nico just threw that into the middle of the site. More eyes on A is probably a good thing for Falcons right now, though. Furia coming in with 3 together. SS tries to get stuck in a scary, tense situation. That block is a problem.
Walking the smoke. Tesses would love this. Jump through. Yuri with an important trade, and so MongolZ
saw him.
Hands off to the Brazilians to try and see this one through. Serato and Yuri, years spent playing together. Will that synergy pay off in this man-down, last-second sight here? Just up over the stairs. This is something Falcons aren't even considering. Why would you? Why would you? Nico just gets gone on in time, and Falcons shut it down.
Not gonna lie, that felt like GG right there. That boost was the perfect timing. Nico was watching his connector flank, but they fail the boost. They make the jump noise, they give info, and Nico recovers a very important round. Keeping Falcons in it yet again. But one jump too many here for FURIA. Means they must play on. Money on the line, no AWP for MongolZ.
Last time Falcons were in this position with a chance to punish FURIA on a low econ round, they fell short of it. This is their second chance now to really make this a competitive map, to bring it even closer.
It's going to be something speedy as well. 3 pallets, you can't do this forever. You're going to be popping.
Blocked by the util right now, but as you say, yeah, pace will be the aim of the game for FURIA. An explosive play, all 3 rifles as a pack out through the palace. Tessez lucky to escape with his life. Orb trapped back in the connector by this util, and Tessez gets out of the danger zone. He can feel that FURIA are looking for that CT control.
Yeah, Falcons can play retake. They have utility and they have the better weapons. FURIA have to take strong positions.
5v5. Retake being demanded. It's Karrigan's backstab right now that Falcons are lending a little bit of time, a little bit of space. But Karrigan's not the only guy with a backstab. Yakindar closing in, out at CT. Not even a requirement. Now gets to flank jungle. They don't know, but they've got to be looking over their shoulder here. Nico and Karrigan find the openings. Yakindar strikes. And Yuri back here in CT. One kill in the right place could do it. Defuse being held. And Yuri takes it away. The homecoming of MongolZ in front of his home crowd where the journey all started gets off to a lights out start. He tops the charts. He outclasses Monte. And Falcons now, it's back to the drawing board because FURIA show up here firing on all cylinders. Flash in their head-to-head over Magic. And MongolZ showing up in fantastic form from the word go. It wasn't a weak link for FURIA. The Falcons, their T-sides had let them down on this map back in the group stages. There were real struggles. There isn't much of a picture you can paint here. FURIA just a map away from those semi-finals. Astana, let me hear you!
FURIA T-side, straight into lobby. Straight with intention is Yuri. Gets himself tucked in the hut. Do we have some sort of fake out right now for FURIA? They're showing on ramp, but they're not committing. They're just pushing Kiyasuke back to this A site. Nice flash play at least, but Yuri somehow longs it out. Ugly fight for Tessez. FURIA will recommit out ramp. Kiyasuke was already leaving. He was going up secret. Now he's been called back down. This is a double fake into B, or is it?
Karrigan tries to hang around, ends up giving it away, and now a route open for FURIA into a near empty top site. It's Monte. I spoke about, man, a problem after that first map. Might have some redemption here on the dual Berettas. They're flooding him from all angles, though, and Monte will get overran.
No one had dropped.
He's chasing ghosts. Might have to watch out or else he'll become one himself. Now it's Nico, Kiyasuke, 2 versus 3, trying to break away back through. MongolZ shuts it down. Another convincing start from MongolZ in the pistol.
They buy into every word Fallen says. That is ramp to A, back to ramp to B, back up to A. That is too many fakes to handle for Falcons. They just can't get a grip on the round. And yeah, you talk about Monte in that previous map getting capped by MongolZ. That is not a good look either. That's not going to build the confidence when you're mishearing or miscoming, whatever it is, misunderstanding the situation. MongolZ puts a bow on it here for FURIA to lock in a pistol. More spy for Falcons. Patient outside. Fallen in a scary position, stuck red with the bomb, but smoke available to get him out. He's not ready to gun for the job. Honestly, a round that typically you would feel very threatened by scouts back in CT. But FURIA have yet to give him anything.
Eagle doesn't find a damn thing, and that main split coming in is a big problem. Not enough manpower here to watch every available angle, and Falcons already fall out of favor in this round. They're looking for the save. Job done for FURIA.
Oh, what? What? That's through the garage, no scope. Run that one back. That is ridiculous. Bit of luck goes a long way here for MongolZ, but it only allows the save. My goodness. You can't even celebrate it if you're Falcons right now. FURIA, nice round. Get outside control. Drop double smokes late. Garage and hell. And just take over that A site.
Poland's been working overtime since map 1 just to try and get Falcons doubting everything. It's been very buttoned up Counter-Strike from FURIA. Very prim, very proper.
And they weren't hurried, they weren't rushing, they weren't
relatively slow in pace.
Weren't making silly mistakes, weren't trying to get too involved on CT side. They let Falcons run the clock down. I mean, look at this. Whoa. This is such an interesting map, right? Just to have this in the V2, because it's when you look at the numbers, you maybe say, oh yeah, FURIA, it's not been a great run of things in 2026 so far, and that's understandable, but both these teams had a great bit of nuke back and forth towards the end of last year, right? We saw them in finals face each other, but in both the games that these two teams played, FURIA won them out. So they have that history to rely on. The question is, can Karrigan call you out? However, it felt like there was little Karrigan could do towards the end of Nuke with some of his stars going silent. Not the time for it. And it's also a very technical map, right? Falcons have talked pretty openly about how they haven't had a lot of time with this new addition. Sure, everyone understands what they're doing, but how many strats are you going to have up your pocket? This is a map that FURIA have been struggling on, so as a result, must have been putting more work in. The most technical map in Counter-Strike.
That says Deagle. Nice way to get this going. Unable to follow up. It's a MongolZ scout in with a reply out here on the heavens. Here's Suke flanking in through the lobby. How much more can MongolZ do? This scout's found good impact since it arrived. Suke closing in. That's nearly a lineup. They're both brought down low. 3 shots from this scout could steal the round away, but nothing's connecting for MongolZ.
Yeah, you see some frustration there, because man, look at that winnable round. You know, for not for many players, but for MongolZ, you would bank on it. Everybody within 1-shot territory. He's getting multiple chances to fire off and nothing connecting. What a good day here for MongolZ. Can the tune be changed? Or is this just one note for Falcons? Failure in this arena. It's one thing to lose, it's another thing to get beat. First bite, MongolZ's orb, full rifles for FURIA.
And look, his big bully in Molodoi doesn't have his, so a chance for MongolZ to be a bit more uninterrupted in his use of this AWP. Start down towards lower. They don't have info in the yard, and they've already lost Karrigan out towards the door. So Falcons, there's a lot of gaps here. MongolZ can't be super quick in this push, but will make it secret side on that orb. Since they don't have info, don't expect to peek up through secret. Any info from this play just yet. MongolZ's hanging around, hoping they're already moving his way.
Second wall's going to get Yikinder across, so that's straight into this orb. It's time to strike for MongolZ, but will Yikinder give away this kill? Is it just control for now? Rest of FURIA back up in the lobby grouped. Still got util to hit this top side, main smoke, flash, and just trading their way out. Look how weak it is right now. It is Tesses against the world.
All right,
Nice
MongolZ
shot.
hits that. That's Yikinder dead on his lurk.
Out ramp.
Go up next. These were the 2 struggling players, the 2 missing stars for the Falcons. MongolZ holding a bit more promise here. Nico at the ramp here, able to get out with 1. That at least keeps things even. You have the space.
know that MongolZ's down lower. That gives Heaven open. KyuSuke is the question right now.
Tessa's in this top site all alone, and that still remains the case. Good awareness to deal with that first man out through the heavens, but now a chance to drop him with the bomb. KyuSuke will disrupt, arriving just in time to shut that one down.
All right, a bit of panic here for FURIA. Would love to see MongolZ just throw that bomb back down backside, let K27 pick it up, and maybe feeling the pressure of the clock at 15 seconds. So cross denied by KyuSuke, the player they never got a read on. Back garage the entire time. So Falcons catch FURIA by surprise. They pick up their first round in this half. And off the back of MongolZ and KyuSuke. I mean, look at this buy. We have an AK, an AWP, and 3 pistols. We'll actually get to Khalil.
Speaks to this being a little bit pacier. You've got less to work with here, so hoping to make use of these yard smokes. Right now, it's a round dominated by AWPers, with both MongolZ and MongolZ getting theirs.
They realize MongolZ's lower, and look at what FURIA do. They immediately take garage control. They know they can go towards hell, they can go around the world, but to do this with an AWP is difficult. It might come up in that post plant. Massive entries on this A site, and nobody home for the Falcons. Knock, knock, MongolZ is coming for MongolZ.
Poland's even spotted the last man. It's crisp, it's clean. Maximum damage dealt the way of the Falcons. MongolZ right now 10-0 in this series over MongolZ.
Oh dear. We keeping track?
Damn right we are. Just how pivotal it feels to the outcome. And some better signs out of MongolZ, some signs of life at least on map 2, but if he never is able to overcome MongolZ in this head-to-head, will it matter?
I mean, he's getting his kill in lower, but both rounds, FURIA have reacted quickly and they've gone and avoided him. They're not going to let him get activated. Yakinda now gets down vents. There's a chance Falcons saw that. Dispatch MongolZ down below, but only a 5-7 in this round. We've got pistol armor for Falcons. MongolZ just given time, given room to work with his AWP. Falcons gamble with 2 ramp 2A. Honestly uncertain, re-clearing this lower site. I think there's definitely some awareness that Yakinda's made this happen. But is this all just a ruse for now? Got a lot of control. Surely tempting to move this bomb to join him, and that's what Falcons realize. Look at that mini-map.
Oh, this very heavy stack in at lower. FURIA. Util do they throw? How much do they signal this approach? Do they check their corners? Good opening here for Yakinda on that Mac 10, but it's chaos as the pistols close in. MongolZ, keen double kill. As Yakinda trapped down here, tries to battle forward, goes looking for him. MongolZ's been missing, but suddenly shows up with a terrifying 3K. And now it's Yuri. Had a string of high-impact rounds back on Mirage. Does he have a 1v3 in him? AWP on the line, and Tessez locks it in.
Yeah, too many players there. MongolZ, massive moment. Triple kill with a 5-7 push. I like how FURIA attempted to attack the site. Could have dealt with a little bit more util, but they didn't have much in their pockets. And MongolZ pushes forward, takes 3, and saves Falcons on that eco. This lower control proving to be a problem. Might just be sending FURIA for more ramps round CT spawn. MongolZ's going to continue to be a nuisance in secret. Even Falcons call the timeout after an eco win. Zonic saying a lot.
I mean, this has to be the start of something for the Falcons, right? You can't scrape by with these one-and-done rounds. In the one game we saw them play with this version of the lineup here in Astana, it was the T side that was the problem. They got out with an 8-4 half. They got 0 rounds on the T side. Here CT, sure, you change captain, but you'd like to imagine the protocols, the rotates, all of that looks to remain similar. So for the individuals, they know how to play off of each other well, but T side, it's a whole different ball game. Based on what we've seen so far, it is a problematic area for the Falcons. But this is where the streak's got to start. This is where you've got to go from strength to strength, start building in the right direction.
Yeah, honestly,
to acknowledge the promising sign from MONte at the start of map 2.
Absolutely. Starting in a more standard position now, going to be able to assist with this cross, but FURIA are going in front of the smokes into main.
Arrogant keeps his wits about him, eyes on, but dropping down. It's a bit of chaos there out at the door. K27 with the opening. MONte backside on this orb. FURIA want to try and move in. They've slowed down right now, lending time to MongolZ. Catches one at the back of the site. Are you ready for the MONte orb tucked in CT vent? Molly causes big problems. MONte gets the strike while it's down, but he's burning alive, and time will decide his fate for him. Burnt out by the util. Rotates arrive heaven side. K27 and Nico wrestling this one back. But on a knife's edge now with damage done onto Yakindar. Fallen's made it down the vents. It's a lower plant for FURIA.
It's so cheeky for Fallen, and he's got great timing as well. He can even get back out into another position. He can jump up on the clock. Fallen moves. Time on his side. Yakindar playing very late, and Falcons don't know whether it's 1 or 2 down through that vent smoke. They have to be wary of a lurker. Yakindar is playing so slow in this round, and he even has a molly for that bomb. Keep that in mind. There's no smoke to put that out. If he can find the late timing on ramp, he can win this round.
Old Master sitting back here, waiting for them to go walking right into his crosshairs. Oh, and he'll swing out and seal it with a double. Didn't need the flank. Fallen's got him right where he wants him.
Yeah, you think Yakindar's the round winner. Fallen shows you a thing or two. Shuts Falcons down in that post plant with a very risky move right through the vent smoke. Disappears in front of your very eyes. One final trick for Fallen, but it's still Falcons coming out with the full buy.
Maybe life science from MONte. Nico is the other piece that you're hoping gets online, but it won't be in this round. Yakindar able to uproot him out in the yard is a big problem. Cross down into secret now opens up. The constant idea that you're going to be looking over your shoulder, wondering, has Yakindar slipped the net? Has he made it in a back garage? They've at least gone and cleared that real estate, but down here in lower, Yakindar roams.
Yeah, even getting this control tells you, hey, if MONte's not here as well, watch out for him. He might be heaven, he might be supporting ramp with the orb. So how will FURIA react, realizing they have this lower control?
Smoke hit him in at the door. They know about the Karrigan push as a result, and that stops this in its tracks. He has made it in. K27 keeps his wits about him. That smoke making contact with Karrigan sealed his death.
Now it's kind of nice. Now it's just a lurk smoke right now for K27.
Suke spotted out here on the ramp side, and they are going to try and challenge him. Yuri on that wide spacing takes him down a peg. They've been looking for the MONte orb, trying to figure out where he is, where he's gotten to. And they might dodge him entirely. Bomb heading lower. Yakindar taking that space earlier in the round, and even though they lose K27 back in the lobby, it's this lower plant 3v2. Falcons don't really have any business giving this one a look in.
You got a feel for MONte right now because he's actually hitting in the second map, but he is just getting out position round after round. Testas cannot consider going through the vent. FURIA have had that position the entire round. So bomb plant seals their fate. Falcons walk away. There were chances for that to go wrong there for FURIA. Fury getting isolated out in front of that Molotov, but man, he has just delivered in this game, and you've really got to give it to him. Of course, the attention is on this AWP head-to-head, two of the highest-rated players of the event. But Yuri has snuck in with valuable impact across both maps.
Considering he was one of the pieces you were kind of worrying about heading into this quarterfinal. He's given you no such concerns as this one's gone on.
All right, this is a round I want to see MONte just throw himself into the fire, get involved early. He's been relatively passive on the CT side. I think how Falcons beat Vitality on this map back at Rio. It was chaos from Monte and Nico, collapsing on outside round after round, shutting down Apex and Co. FURIA are not running behind those yard smokes. They are just walking through ramp.
Into the Deagle. Double set up here with the boost earlier, and Nico's going to make him regret it. Keen double. Orb rotates in, and there's that triple threat, finally providing something for the Falcons.
I don't know Yakinda got here. He has element of surprise.
I was really hoping Monte kept this line. Now he's just another guy arriving late into the ramp room. Kill gets picked up for Yakinda though, and that's the orb gone. This is by no means an easy clutch. Yakinda has no info on Karrigan or Tessez in this 1v2. Attributed as the second voice inside of this team. Great brain for the game. Can Yakinda piece it together?
If he's doing this, I feel like he's just going to go up the ladder though, isn't he? That's exactly what Karrigan's waiting for. He's trying to buy some time, make Falcons think he's rotated, hope they go looking for guns, because Karrigan only has a pistol, but it might be the perfect weapon for the job. Right up the ladder, and Karrigan has his number. Not even close. Big round from Nico, double off the 5-7 there at ramp. Nice to see Monte moving quick to join the action. Sometimes he's been pretty static in his position, but right there to support. Falcons have done a decent job of winning some of these low economy rounds in this game. It's gun on gun where they've had trouble.
Furia is still very much the team kind of setting the tone for this second map. I remarked on how it's been a pretty slow, methodical game out of this Furia squad, and Falcons seem willing to try and match them there. This is the round that decides if they can flip that one round and maybe be the guys setting the tone, setting the pace. They've got a chance to break Furia.
It's jumpy right now for Falcons, but here we go. Integral round on this recovery. Nico gets back garage.
Nice, guys. Let's fucking take the last three now.
3 rifles, 2 pistols. FURIA playing very late, expecting perhaps some break on this smoke. Monte will provide. He's got one more nade atop the roof as well. He doesn't even believe it. He thinks this is a fake right now. It's not. FURIA double wall is going to allow them to cross. Whew. Close, but they cut it.
A kind of brooding tension in the air here as everyone's dialed in, no one's celebrating yet. FURIA know this could either be a great T-side or one where Falcons are able to answer back. They lose K27 here in the lobby, and they've heard a man up on T-roof. This has kept a lot of players on the wrong end of the map. FURIA move in, decisively so, after seeing that lobby crunch. Falcons now arrive. Monte orb, first on the chopping block.
No more nades.
Yakinda dialed in on this position. Monte will pick it up. Advantage extended. Still this late lurk out of fallen back in the lobby, but it relies on Yuri and Molodoy holding the line in at lower. Yuri, risky position, fights ahead of the retake ramp side. Monte gets the better of him. Molodoy been good in this head-to-head, but no longer. Monte, huge hat trick. It's the backstab, and he's one step ahead of it. That's more like it from Monte.
That's what we've been waiting to see here in this quarterfinal. We promise you a duel of 2 of the best AWPers in the world. Monte shows up on this stage. Better late than never, and not too late here for Falcons. Monte 4K puts them on the board. And that keeps them in the game. flash and a collection of pistols just to punch this A site.
Oh, a bit of a surprise there on your Kindar, but should all be well and good as all the rotates arrive for the Falcons. They're swift with it. And a put down of that A play, no issue there up against the pistols. These type of rounds were the ones that were getting close back on Mirage. Mileage out of Ilya. Honestly, topping the charts on Nuke. MongolZ finally dons his orb to try and meet him. Had a couple of rounds without him with the money going down the drain for FURIA. He will get to bring out one more AWP at the end of the half.
So credit to FURIA for the game plan, right? They definitely avoided him those first few rounds, but now he's feeling inevitable, finding them every time. MongolZ, the glass orb, to try and match.
He's got a real pep in his step here, right? You've had these very passive rounds from MonteZ down at lower. Not here in round 12. It's
here he goes.
Hop, skip, and a jump across, out in a secret, looking for a yard fight. 3 players there to face him, but a missed shot. MonteZ goes unpunished. Stubborn on the line, and that's what MongolZ wants. They'll clash once more before this half is over. Nico keeps the advantage for the Falcons. MongolZ makes it across into the garage. What's the idea here for FURIA? The secret cross now feels uncertain.
Every time Falcons are pulled away from hell, FURIA have managed to take it. Falcons don't look over their shoulder, they look forward. It does find them a kill, but still FURIA can creep behind.
Oh, and taking the bomb out towards main. A lot of bodies to get past in this A bomb site. Faster rotates available as well. This will not be easy. Prodigy, Student and the Master side by side in this one for FURIA.
Time to teach him a lesson. Barrel spotted.
He's got that info. Knows about the player CT vent. Will he try and chase this, or does he wait for the swing out of Carrigan? Fallen able to punish. It's that swing out there that seals their fate, because Fallen's going lower, thinking he's got room, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Falcons go on to stabilize. Signs of life from MonteZ, propelling them through to a split half.
Yeah, very strong start in this game for FURIA, looking to just make a statement out of this quarterfinal, but 4 straight rounds down the stretch, and a 4K in there from MonteZ is just at the right time here for Falcons. Staying in this game. Looking to drag us all the way to Dust2. But this is where the game gets hard. We talked about this coming in. The difficulties of Carrigan calling a T-side of Nuke at the top level with limited time to prepare. I don't know if you could have guaranteed this map pick for FURIA in this veto as well. It must have come as a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, both a bit of a pocket pick and a bit of a punish, right? Trying to exploit the fact that, like you say, there just wasn't many ways to anticipate this. FURIA saw those struggles. They know that this is a technically demanding map, and if there ever was a time to try and exploit a new IGL, a new captain, this would be the time and the place to do it.
Nice swap, guys. Let's go. Good shit.
Arm here for FURIA.
It seems to be the way they're looking to get through. That's how I would describe the entire series thus far from this FURIA squad, is that of a state of calm. Arrogant's been able to work magic in the past when teams embrace his unique chaos, and Fallen's tried to stay above it throughout this game. Pistol rounds have been good for Falcons.
It's not every day you see 5v5 retake A.
We'll get this bomb planted. Nice snap for your Kindar. He kind of rushes that, and that's given MonteZ a chance to punish. Now you've got one player pulled away from the pack at least, so maybe this leads to FURIA picking up the pace heaven side. They'll drop in right over K27 Yuri mid-air. But here's the responses. MonteZ and Tessets wrestling back kills. Round still wide open. Planted out in the open. Nico meant to stop this. Nico meant to deny it. Down to this clutch. Locked in v Yuri. Swing for the info, and Nico's got it dead to rights. It's another pistol for the Falcons. They'll move into the lead.
Falcons will take split pistols every single day. A team that has historically struggled in these opening rounds. Never the conversions, just getting them on the board. This event alone, bottom of the playoff teams. But showing up with an important pistol when it matters puts them in the lead. And it forces a tricky decision from FURIA that is often just too tempting not to buy. This could be Falcons taking an early lead in this second half. FURIA, weird to see them play retake A with no kit smoke, but this is what they bargained for, this is what they'll get. Rifle outside, wreaking havoc.
It's just an all-in brawl for this yard control, and right now that FAMA's going up and over. MongolZ taking a bit of a risk. It pays off.
You could have heard the runaway. I've been holding on.
I don't even like having to concede the yard control though, right? You're the team with the rifles, you're the team with the util. You want this position. They're gonna have to go back and clear it a little later. Important catch on Yakindar.
Really nice to see Falcons re-clear this though. It's the right call, making sure guns aren't picked up. FURIA can't flank them. Stuck in the lobby. They've got Tessa still there. So a semblance of control for Falcons to regroup with. So back they go. MongolZ looking to commit to a position on this site. Fallen just playing to delay on the ramp. FURIA want to risk it, or are they trusting in their individuals to hold their spots alone?
Looks to be the latter. And who else but the hometown hero to get put to the test? MongolZ up here. They're going to drop Vent and get away from him, so never given the chance to strike. Into lower go the Falcons, dodging this top site stack.
Now you got a decision. Do you want to grab guns outside, safeties, give it another go, or do you want to really try and get down that vent? It's a death trap. And so FURIA look like they're going to walk away. That's a Karrigan call right there. Dropping vent dry. What FURIA waiting for? No way.
No way.
He's got a kit, but yeah, just baiting out steps, I guess. Trying to make Falcons go down with the bomb. Not realistic. Falcons don't fall for it. But don't consider this pistol converted. There are two FAMASs in play.
Chance to try it all over again, and even the kit still maintaining a presence on Fallen just to give you more time if you're able to make this next one competitive. FURIA throw in a bit of money, dropped pistols making their way over, FAMAS is still in play. Falcons got to approach this one like it's a gun round. Smokes in, but look who's made it across. K27. Not spotted in that crossing, already set up at the secret stairs. Now spamming, hoping that this means K27 goes overlooked. It's an attempt at the bait and switch. Do they fall for it? No. There's the clear. FURIA are really accounting on K27 getting something from that position, even a one and done. This is worst case scenario. Double drop in a lower.
Hang on here, this could still be profitable, but pushing forward, 4 rifles look your way. Fallen grabs a headshot, Fallen drops another, and suddenly the 5-7 tears through. MongolZ with a chance to escape, he'll take it. 3v3 and Falcons flustered.
Now the game plan's gone awry. You've got Tessas on this lurk who might be the guy to try and open up a back door. Yakindar not able to find him. That would have been the make or break kill, because now they come flying up the vent right in a Yuri. Only one on the 5-7. It's a MongolZ clutch being demanded. 1v2 for MongolZ. Fast re-wrap out into the heavens. Falcons already in their post plants. This should be unwinnable. Kit lost a long way away, and so time is a problem. MongolZ hoping to force a fight, force something out of the Falcons. But noise made, and no reason to give him this, no reason to give him the satisfaction. MongolZ with the first. No time for this round. And to head for the hills, Falcons get away with the pistol and those conversions. An early lead on the T side of Nuke.
Yeah, converted pistol, 3 rounds to the good, and you've got to give a round of applause to Tess's there. He absolutely bails Falcons out of that failed lower hit. MongolZ and Fallen were putting the pressure on. Tess's relieves it with the entry and the trade up the vent. Massive kills on that top side to give Falcons a mid-round move, and we're seeing them use that vent to their best success on this T side so far. Bailing out in the second round, down in a 3v3, and now coming up to close that one. Falcons with a significant lead. And FURIA with a chance to bite back, but no AWP to do it with. It's Monte who's put in position with his. Smoke's laid outside. Fallen ahead of the molly. That's a commitment. He can't get out of here alive. Surely, trade is good.
I'll take a 1-for-1 there if you're FURIA, right? Fallen put in a really tough spot, as you say. Util used just to make him so uncomfortable. Chunk of damage, put down range, nades to follow. Breaking that smoke just delays the cross. Serato didn't hang around and try and fight that on the break. If he did, he would have seen a lot of players heading across into the garage. Not the secret walk. K27 dead after 1.
MongolZ wants to fight.
Gonna bypass him entirely. Arrogant moves in main side. It's Monte in tow on that AWP. FURIA still hoping they're given these yard fights, but no angles open as Falcons take the main space. It's Yuri with a lot to answer for here. 2 players coming his way. Yuri won't crumble. 1 back for Monte, but the end of the line as all of FURIA pull through.
And that's Yuri again, another magical double on that top side, right when FURIA need him. Audacious jump shots, but no trade allowed with an AWP stuck in main. FURIA winning out their first 4 buy on this CT side. They do it without an AWP. They do it with only even trades until Yuri gets involved and wins the round. AWP picked up as well, so MongolZ lethal now. Monte took the cake this map. Now for MongolZ's time in the limelight. Falcons faking their last round, doing the smokes again, but you can see what they're up to. Attempting this exec. Not too strong on the top side, 2 players close by.
Just gonna try and play with pace here. You know that AWP got saved out of the last, so feels like going quickly is the best resolution for the Falcons.
Is it too quiet?
I don't ever saw anything crossing. Here's that A play. Yuri again trying to be the stopgap, this time only out with 1. K27 decides to concede. MongolZ, that's audacious. Wide swing out through the heavens, and he goes unpunished. Now flashes to get ahead of this before the bomb's even planted. They bring a ferocious pace. It's not a retake, it's a shutdown. And Tess says there's no winning this. 10 HP, blocked out by the util. Only a matter of time.
They just chase them down. FURIA fearless on this CT side, and man, MongolZ making moves, risking it all. That was the AWP on the line. You were giving Falcons guns backside there. That was a very dangerous display. That was the most unhinged FURIA have looked in this series, but it's still conducive to a round win and one that has complications. Falcons full broke. Nothing they can do now. This game will tighten up.
Chance for Carrigan here to have a bit of a think, try and put some minds at ease. See Nico just full hands off the keyboard as they chat amongst themselves because they're about to relinquish this lead. And they know the task ahead of them is huge, right? They're up against the FURIA that are playing a very clean game, not giving way to chaos. All the FURIA individuals are showing up. They know the task is massive. They haven't had the time nor the tape to tell themselves they can do this. Their only experiences on Nuke here in Astana have been about as worse as you can ask for. 0 T rounds on this map, the one time it crept up.
Yeah, and against 9Z as well, right? Can't forget that factor. Sure, a team that come through and shocked everybody in groups, but Falcons with nothing to rely on, nothing in the bag, except the Deagle kill. Nico's got a gun. 4 on 3, that molly is a lot of pressure in case Serato has to evade. This is a bomb plant. As far as Falcons are concerned, this round is a success. Can it get better? Don't count Nico out of something crazy. Just no armor is going to hold him back.
So got this Kyosuke Deagle and a lights out opening map. Trying to recover here.
Molly.
Even be getting excited about this round. But in comes Nico, wrestling back that ramp kill. Oh! They line up for him!
4 shots!
No way! Time's now the problem. MongolZ's gonna close in! And he'll stop him in his tracks. Nail-biting defuse, but I think he's done enough. MongolZ just saving FURIA. No business having that round get so close. And nice to see things going right for Nico for a change.
Yeah, only so far though. Nearly the impossible. The final bullet headshot. And it's a choke off in that 1v1, but MongolZ slams it shut. That hurts for Nico, a few seconds the difference. But MongolZ just closes in and one-deeks Nico on this site.
Deagle give and the Deagle take.
That could have been a spark for Falcons at this point in the game, right? The difficulties on the T side of Nuke, winning an unlikely Glock round. And sure, you can tell yourself it's fine. You can tell yourself it was just an eco, it was a nice try, but Falcons know what that could have represented. Instead, FURIA remain in this game, neck and neck as the fall by comes in.
A round like that certainly lights a fire underneath you. They're at the idea that you came so close to doing it with nothing. There was $700 invested in that round and you got it down to a 1v1. A very winnable position. Util finds big damage out in the yard. Kyosuke brought down low. Not like it was going to do even more, but with a skirt behind the box in time, Falcons don't look too worse for wear. With these yard smokes, always trying to leave FURIA guessing. But more often than not, they've kept this util intact just to play for that information. And look at this. This is a change. It's been a game that FURIA have largely sat back, waited for Falcons to make the first move, but they try and bring the fight into the lobby.
I think they think everyone's outside right now. There's still more in the lobby. They killed Tess as the lurker. Falcons are right there. 3 players in the hut coming out. FURIA find out the hard way.
It's a misread here for FURIA on that info. They brought everyone into lower. It's only Yuri. And he gets away with a lot of damage, but it won't be enough. Top site taken and FURIA out of position.
That's when prep doesn't pay off. That's when the kill feed lets you down, flushing out the lobby lurker with spam, and FURIA pull knives out. They run, they rotate. They remove themselves entirely, and Falcons were just cooped up in the hut, waiting to strike. Tessa's death does them a world of good there. And FURIA fall victim to the misread. Nice jump on A for Falcons, realizing the opportunity they had.
And a game dominated by captains trying to outread each other. One of the few times FURIA play for information, it sends them the wrong way.
Yeah. They had no nades left on those outside smokes, so as the late wall comes down, Falcons could be beat. They could have crossed. FURIA wouldn't know. Too little, too late. And 10 rounds taken first by the Falcons, breaking that streak of 3.
called in. Sid and MongolZ have dominated a lot of the discussion. Money on the line for FURIA. If they want to do it on Nuke, if they want to do it in 2, this is the round worth all the marbles. With MongolZ so involved in the discussion in that timeout, you wonder if he's going to come through with something audacious. And the one guy looking for openers, the one guy making moves, thinking about some of these starts, out on top of the garage, pushing into the lobby. MongolZ scoped up, but a swing and a miss on that opening.
Good jiggle. Break on the smoke, MongolZ looking for it. Break it again, he says. Holding heaven, MongolZ on the money. Picks MongolZ first.
Even throughout this recovery, that fight has not been a good one for MongolZ. Finally taking an edge over MongolZ this late in the game. That feels huge.
It's going to make all the difference. Pistol up close, but Fallen's been a bit of a savant with this 5-7. Will it strike again? No! Double headshot. Diminish the Dust, Team Falcons in a 3v4. And Yakindo with the orb puts it to use. Close to the scope. Kiyasuke, face full of lead, and Yakindo through the smoke as well. How has he pulled that out? Honestly, is it too late for some magic?
This round started with his opening, it ends with his death out in the yard. Man down, low econ, Fallen delivers. And Yakindo follows in his stead.
Oh, and that just hurts, right? Falcons line up on ramp. The one position they don't properly clear, close against a 5-7. Fallen, no less. He has had some horrendously huge multi-kills with this weapon. And that's just a random shot for Yakindo. Disaster strikes late in the day.
See Hero Orb. That's all Falcons have to work with. They're entrusting this round to MongolZ.
This is a crazy buy though, right? Sure, MongolZ's backing himself, he's feeling it. He's definitely had the impact in this second map, but I mean, you've really got to save this gun if you can't win the round alone, and how can you win the round alone on T-side Nuke? He started silo, Yakindo crossed into secret from outside, and nobody knows. Yakindo just peeks, this round is done for.
All right, there's the opening. Trade gets denied.
Ooh.
Orb given a second chance to strike now out in the yard. Do they give MongolZ any more fights? MongolZ goes looking for it. Will they come to regret this? They fed MongolZ a handful of kills, and in comes Nico with that deagle.
Does Fallen have to save them again?
It finds big damage. FURIA locked out. Plant in at upper. Yakindo catches one back turned, but it's that MongolZ AWP, the fire starter. Falcons put everything into their belief that MongolZ could make magic happen. And that's exactly what he does. From absent on map 1, MongolZ has just given them a lifeline in this quarterfinal.
Glocks and an AWP, and it is enough. How the hell does he win that round? MongolZ takes him on, and for the first time lives to regret it. Fallen wins with 5-7, but MongolZ eclipses. Unbelievable round to win. And the implications this late in the game will force FURIA's final timeout.
Final timeout, final buy. The pressure of that low econ round never goes away. The idea that they could get reset this late in the game. That would bring on Dust2. That would bring about the third map. That fills everything with uncertainty. and what has been a surefire head-to-head MongolZ versus Monte, well, those scales are starting to tip back the other way. Both AWPers will have their weapon of choice in round 22.
Use it or lose it.
Time those AWPs might get to come out on Nuke.
MongolZ just wants to go for it. Would not expect Monte in the lobby, tries to pick a rifle early. As he moves behind the smoke outside, checking everything he can, leaving no stone unturned. MongolZ is not far away. This is crazy, even for him. Through the smoke, KyeSuke catches him off guard, and they line up. Crosshair in the right place. FURIA fall on their face. 3 on 4 as Falcons have that sight.
You might have to save here. You're so out of position. You've lost A. You're done for, and you need these guns. The money is gone for FURIA.
What a recovery for the Falcons.
Their hands are tied when the kills come through that cleanly. You're building up this MongolZ head-to-head, and that's not what it comes down to.
Just a crazy call for KyeSuke to walk through that smoke that early in the round. No info on main. MongolZ has the drop, but KyeSuke hears him jump up, and he just seizes the opportunity. That's the X factor you want to see here from these Falcons players. That's what superstars are meant to do. Falcons take matters into their own hands. Map point on FURIA's pick. 2 chances.
Saved guns, that's what FURIA are working with. MongolZ again posts up for an attempt at the opening. A guy who couldn't miss at the start of the quarterfinal. The misses have been the defining feat of the latter stages of map 2. Caught out in the yard by Nico. Equalizer secured. Tesses catches them sleeping. Claps it awards this A site. Can K27 be a difference maker? Down to the 2v2, but look who you're facing next. Monte, lightning fast, while K27's quicker.
Karrigan, 6 and 17. He's not won a fight. So will Brains be the port of call? Finds the gap, shifts below. Util to set him up. Did the captain earn his stripes immediately in this quarterfinal to close out the map against a red-hot FURIA?
It's the right read of the situation, anticipates that vent rotate and isn't too worried about the ramp side, rushing that bomb plant. You'll hear them in the vents. It's not the stars, it's not the heavy hitters, it's the brand new addition. It's Karrigan and a clutch for the map. Chase down, throwing off, Fallen and K27 play it perfectly. And FURIA, they're now looking for overtime. Huge double kill for K27. And well handled in that 2v1. They don't let Karrigan get under their skin with that bomb plant and lower.
Yeah, well, Karrigan is silent individually in this game. That's what you have to give it to players like Fallen, who can still frag at the top level, still reliably puts up big games on big stages. He's done it today. 16 and 12, he's had his fair share of impact as an individual. And FURIA play that one together, offering no way into the round for Karrigan. Instant trade allowed. Here we go.
Almost feels destined that we're going to get an AWP fight, surely. Both of them keen to bring these AWPs out into the yard and try and look for that early advantage, the one that could decide everything.
How is MongolZ feeling? Because the last couple of fights, he's gotten over-eager. He's maybe taken fights he shouldn't have. He's not crumbling. He's still performing across the map, but he is giving Monte what he wants. He is fighting Monte in the face. Yakinda gets flashed outside though, and Monte is stripped from this round.
All right, you've lost the orb. Now you've lost the advantage. Slowly but surely giving up ground are the Falcons.
Rap is nice.
Desperate times calling for desperate measures. They're going to go right into that AWP. MongolZ gets the spot and sees that other player out in the yard.
It's not biting.
Said he was over-eager in rounds gone by. Well, in this one, they've done the hard part. 4v2. They're going to wait for the Falcons to play their hand.
Deja vu for Karrigan, and he's got an open runway, red carpet being walked. No block on the vent this time, but if he can wait for KySUKE to get in position, he can punish on these vent drops. A big mistake would be for FURIA to drop vent at this point in the round, but every other rotation will take so much time. So what poison do you pick? Will they find a ramp rotate? Will they run round secret? Or will they fall into the hands of KySUKE? Will he even be here? Falcons still fear of this B site. Once they realize they need that bomb down stat and nobody in the vent, that's open runway for FURIA.
In his interviews, Karrigan's been very excited about getting to work alongside KySUKE. Raw, unrefined potential, and Karrigan is hoping to bring out the best in him while they're the two alive in this 2v4. 3 from the ramp side. KySUKE with the mow down. Loses Karrigan in the downtime and doesn't know the presence of this fourth man. KySUKE one shy of the clutch. As again, Yuri bails out FURIA. Into overtime we go.
First it was Nico, and now it's KySUKE. Falcons just can't finish their meal. Such a nice try again and again and again, but FURIA hang on here into OT. Star-studded, spectacular shots, still not enough. Yakinda back to his old tricks.
Break on that smoke, well timed.
Now you won't realize.
See the orb back there, the last thing you're expecting is a guy up close.
Nico's in an interesting position though. MongolZ gets ahead of himself, but it doesn't look like he will. KySUKE, this is the bomb! This is the bomb! And Yakinda's dropped it with no trade. Karrigan too late. Will he offer up a 1v1 as well? Yakinda's getting rambunctious outside, and he's dropped the captain as well. Up above, Nico looks for a trade, but is it too little and too late?
That whole time, just the fear of the AWP, enough to keep Nico at bay. And finally, it reveals its hand. MongolZ strikes Monte off the tally.
Tess is at times limited by position, not in this round. They need him to make a play.
That's the spot, and there's the kill. Yuri and K27 play it in tandem.
Nico 1v4. And FURIA offer nothing. MongolZ waits to puncture again. And when they need him, he is there in this CT side.
Might have had some woes right down the tail end of regulation, getting bested by Monte in those head-to-heads as this game's raged on, but that is a very promising look into the first round of OT.
Both these teams know this is opportunity. This match right here, with Magic waiting in the semi-finals, this is the harder of the two games. This is a grand final berth on offer, potentially, in the quarterfinals. Falcons may have tried to remove expectation, lift the pressure off their backs coming into the playoffs. New team, new captain, new ideas. But expectations remain all the same. Did you come this far only to fall? FURIA have unfinished business. Here in Astana.
Same exact start to the round. Down to a T, even Nico up there on top silo. Yakindar again with aggression, and it's aggression that gets overlooked. Yakindar, chance of big damage as Yard belongs to this guy.
Falcons need to learn their lesson. They are getting tore right now. Sure, you have the kill, but this is a 1v5 as clean as they get. And you know what? MongolZ is up for the fight.
He's trying to bring that engagement straight away. Don't get over eager here. It's a 4v1. This isn't map 1 Monte anymore. Yeah. He is getting backstabbed on all sides, and so there's K27 as the insurance policy.
Oh, that is a slap on the wrist, right? Back-to-back rounds. They think there's no way they do it again. There's no way Yakindar has that spawn and has the balls to push up close outside, but he punishes Kyosuke twice over. The guy who found timings earlier, pushed through smokes in main, made these A hits happen. We haven't seen Falcons on that top site in some time. That's what got them on this T side.
Look at how strapped for cash they are as well. Monte does not get an AWP in the final round of this T side. You're working with a lot less here, and you need results now more than ever. Nico's made it fast across. MongolZ spotted over the top of that smoke. A hell of a pickup for Monte. Looking for even more. But a lot of resistance out here in the yard. 2 players crossing into the garage. Falcons decide to try and get down lower. These rounds have been won and lost on these yard fights. Well, this time they go looking for that cross, and Monte's scout proves not to be a problem.
He picks that AK right up. That is mine, Karrigan. Let me finish what I started. Nobody home in this B side. FURIA have just gambled topside every single round of this entire CT side. They have not wanted or been concerned with lower. Now they have reason to be. A retake they must attempt. Bomb going down, backside Fallen on duty.
Bomb has been planted.
Whoa, Fallen overextends. Bites off more than he can chew.
I know a duo that has a bite.
K27 and Yuri duo, the fangs of FURIA.
Oh, timing.
Oh, they catch Kyosuke. And now it's a big problem. Karrigan's in the site alone with his scout, remember, but he'll answer the call, dealing with K27 and finishing the job. All right, Karrigan. Quite the way to go about it. That scout is blessed. Beholder of multi-kills. 1 round for the Falcons. And it's their most cash-strapped round of the entire overtime.
Yeah, and it's the least likely player to pick up the clutch on this B bomb site. Tessa's far away, and Karrigan with 2 massive headshots has given Falcons a chance here in overtime. Not getting swept just yet. FURIA's T side started hot, ended cold. Bring more pace in this one. Smoke's down, but already crossing through them. Yakindar, here's that nade. Just avoids death. FURIA, are they just gonna pounce? Ooh. What to do for Tessez? Kinder's pushed the smoke on lower. Nico acting as if it's a possibility, still holding off. Monte picked by MongolZ outside. Kinder with a 1v1, not ready for Nico in a 50-50 fight, and now they walk out dry.
Contact on this, right as they're boosting into heaven. Timing couldn't be worse. Pressure on for Tessez, and he can't do it. Timing could not be better for FURIA. Right as they're trying to adjust, right as they're shuffling this setup, FURIA play out.
Can't save now, but no kits. Better hope there's one on that top site.
About ready to play them off. Smoke down in main, blocking the only path to rotation for the Falcons. Break on it. Nothing given to the Falcons. Swing out on that smoke fade, and FURIA arrive. Match and series point. 2 chances to get it done in 2.
Some incredible calls for Fallen in this T side.
And so much of the conversation has been dominated by MongolZ, the man that was just on our screens last year here. His breakout event in the FURIA jersey in front of the home crowd. This is meant to be his chance to show us what he's made of. A year on, a year better. More equipped to deal with the stage. Well, last time he buckled here under the pressure of those semi-finals. And back when it was a failure to launch for Monte, you thought that he was just going to walk all over them, but he did get tested here. He did start getting bested here down the tail end of Nuke. And he's upped his own level, an important set of entries, an important set of openers.
This is FURIA not at their high, stock dipped. Trouble of the top of this season. Not the trophy-winning team of the end of 2025, but up against Falcons, a team that has had their head 3 out of 3 times this year alone. FURIA look to show up in this playoff game against a new-look Falcons and finish it in 2. They have them right where they want them. And Falcons had their chance to close, to take this to Dust2. But is Nuke the bookend? Kinder on a lurk. Lobby control. Fallen holds a molly for backside or hut. Arrogant and Tesses. With no support, no backup.
They are in this alone. 20 seconds on this site here. Time is of the essence. You need these entries, and you need them now.
Bombs down the vent.
Last second scramble.
Nico's here.
Mad dash in a Nico. Mad dash into the point man. K27 and Monte on the double orb.
He's got it down.
Stop the bomb from crossing. Molly's gonna force the swing. MongolZ a dead man, and Fallen. What's he supposed to do?
Nothing.
Far removed from this round. And a 1v4 double orb staring him dead in the face when he rounds this corner. Leaves it to the spam. Trade found. Falcons with fight left in them.
Oh, a double orb on Ram. My goodness, Falcons pulling out all the stops. Live to fight another round. Survive this overtime. And Sid calls a pause for FURIA to collect themselves. Because that was a desperate drop-down vent. A last-second decision. And Falcons save themselves from devastation.
Just looks surprisingly frazzled in that round, right? Leaving themselves with so little time to try and come in. There's always going to be a very awkward ending if you encountered any resistance, and that's exactly the fate that befell them on that lower drop. Falcons somehow one step ahead. All the staging, all the signs pointed towards the A play. Karrigan had his pieces in the right place. So now a chance at another OT.
Falcons had 2 chances in regulation they couldn't close. This is FURIA's second, all the same. They play it together. Serrado lobby. FURIA walk outside. This is a fight between Monte and MongolZ we might get to see in round 30. Oh.
A lot of damage done on Yakindar. That's your aggressive lurker brought down so low.
Just want this fight, they just want this pick. Monte's not giving it. Oh, Nico!
Turned on Nico, nearly punished.
Okay.
Will get gun on in time. Yakindar cleaned up, the early advantage going the way of the Falcons.
Almost made it down, but so is K27.
Cross in the yard, has to come now. Will join him. Fallen, wrestling back a kill here on this main lurk. Clashing with his captain counterpart. And Bomb still plays it forward into lower. But always been spotted. It's the info on the early rotate out of K27. They're going to try and end this upper. Fallen right now is taking space away in heaven. This is a crazy move. This is a wild call, and it all hinges on K27 and Fallen at this top site. Tesses has the info, sees them in the vents, can guess what's coming his way. K27 shuts him down, and that top site cracked wide open. Falcons have had some miraculous rounds, but right now, K27 and MongolZ have got to summon something else. First kill goes MongolZ's way. FURIA, they say hands off the keyboard, no one move a muscle. Time will do the heavy lifting. Time will solve this for us. Time is all we need. How many times have we heard that? K27 looking for that first incision. Finds Yuri back at the site. Brazilian's getting picked apart, and it ends up with this. MongolZ, top performer, Fallen dead. The captain brushed aside, and a nail biter of a defuse that just comes in. MongolZ is magic.
The ghost of Astana back from the dead in this second map, and a 2 versus 4 with elimination looming over. Falcons fight on. How does he survive? A bridge too far, a swing too far, a round that will play in your nightmares. FURIA do not finish what they started. Pace, disrespect, pissed off. Yakinda's had enough.
Oh, where's this come from? All game, FURIA tried to play it safe while Yakinda gives them a pacey round to contend with what he was famed for.
Remember that one, Carrigan? Do you remember that one? Main drop, disrespect, and a perfect 4K from Yakinda. Our next overtime has started quick.
This has been a game with a lot of respect between these captains, between these squads.
Yeah, catch your breath.
Well, apparently 2 OTs is the limit. That respect is over. We're getting fast rounds now, embracing the chaos of a late night game of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I think of Yakinda, we know how vocal he is. When he has a spawn, when he wants an opening move, he'll do it. Remember regulation, those outside pushes under silo, back-to-back rounds, broke Falcons into overtime. And then Yakinda calls the shots on an unstoppable top hit. FURIA still fight in him. Falcons catch their breath. They pull the double orb into play. They are relying on winning this round, Falcons. If they do not, it will cost them everything.
It's high risk. They feel like it's the answer. Double orb saw them through in that CT half of OT. Now in the first one, but you're dead on. It is a massive risk. They are fully broken, and T-sides have been the struggle for FURIA.
Odoi waits, and K27 drops him.
Still more pressure where that came from, and K27 thinking, does he want to hang around? That's both orbs ramp side. They think better of it. They'll concede the space. They've got the advantage. Not getting too greedy here are the Falcons.
FURIA are going to mid-round. Falcons do drop 2 lower rotates, and so MongolZ needs to have eyes in the back of his head. He needs to consider Yuri's position and look at how Falcons are ready for it. They're re-aggressing Secret. They don't believe this already. They've got the right call. As long as MongolZ controls hell, to stop that heaven climb up, how can FURIA get out of this position? Lower corrupted, hell contained, but patient nonetheless. Yuri here to punish. That opens up options for FURIA.
And Yuri's been incredibly stable, but you see in the kind of intensity of the situation get to him there. Does well to recover that spray. Eyes set on the lower play into this K27 double orb.
They gotta go.
We'll deal with Yuri. That's the lurk player gone. Sight might fall, but the vent rotates wide open. Falcons can arrive here very, very quickly for this retake.
It's a scary bomb plant in the open, but player above him, K27 gets the cover. He needs to pick a position, and he needs to pick it quick. But I mentioned Falcons' money. It is still on the line in this overtime. They have double orbs. We've got to swap off. Falcons got to throw those orbs right in, but they've won harder retakes in this game.
Fallen on the AWP. Can he roll back the years? Donning his signature gun. Fallen with the first. He's got 2 more orbs to worry about, and that's too many. Oh, no! No! That's the downside to the double orb retake!
The run and the gun from K27. And Falcons duped on that B site. Rings around him and above him, K27 nailing their coffin shut. And look at this buy.
Big round, brother. Big round, brother. Let's go. Good shit, guys.
Falcons risked it all. This is what it leaves them. A brawl of a map. Nuke always delivering in these high-octane games. But now Falcons, they've got to deliver with nothing. No kits, 1 smoke, SMGs. Is there a hero in sight?
Last time they were in this position, it was Monte, right? Getting the round going on the scout. But he might get left out of this altogether. There is no one in the yard for FURIA.
That might not matter. Danger on this top site. I don't think you could pick a better setup for the Falcons. SMGs in position, rifles side by side. FURIA coming into the stacked site.
Gonna give way to the chaos of this top site here. Tess says goes overlooked. Shut down as they try to come through, and on these low econ rounds, time and time again, Falcons full of surprises. Fury don't have the time, and Monte
through hot
seals it with a wall bang. 1 back for the Falcons.
Don't get me wrong, FURIA loved that top side. Fallen caught some great rounds, but there was no sprinkling. There was no dressing up of that round. Fakes outside, play it crossing garage or secret. No sell at all. They just walk into the low weaponry. They knew they broke the money, and they give Falcons exactly what they want. Dear oh dear. Right when you think FURIA are just going to roll over them, Falcons give us a little bit of life. Time and time again refusing to go out of this game, but blind Monte, I don't know if he saw him, surely not. Maybe he saw something, Molly to the red box, but tucked in secret is MongolZ's orb.
This is about as strange a round opener as you could get. That was the exact play Monte was looking for. The flash left him blind.
But they call it secret for a reason. Falcons do not know. MongolZ confirms these smokes are a fake. And so ready on this top site. 3 strong, just as Falcons were.
Suke is good with these main timings, gonna try and hit one here, shut down by Yakinda. Gun on for K27. Now the only guy in at this top site. Reinforcements are on their way. He's just gotta buy time. What if he does more than that? What if he wins the whole thing on his own? 3 kills from K27. Leave Nico in a tricky position. Bomb dropped out in no man's land. And no illusion as to where he is now with the jump. Nico going in to enemy territory, and that all bears down upon him. Again, FURIA with 2 chances to take this over the line.
Yeah, now K27's excelling that clutch on the B-bomb site, showing up with a triple hold on top. When FURIA need him, he performs. And FURIA again, will they tempt fate, or can they actually finish the job? 2 overtimes in. A 4v2 post-plant fumbled. FURIA on the edge of success.
Every time FURIA have had them on the ropes. Falcons have found some BS way, maybe with the
What? No, no, no!
to pull it off. But how sustainable is that?
And he gets out.
Monte dead first at the hands of Tesses.
Just got to make up for it now. Tesses, life on the line, out through door smoke. Kiyasuke all the same. He's crossed into main. Fallen Yuri caught off guard, throwing nades, and that's another entry denied by Fallen. Tesses hears him, but he can't save this round. He can't save this match. Karrigan and Nico. Or Falcons fall in the quarterfinal.
Linking back up. Nico said there was only one IGL in mind. It had to be Karrigan. And now it has to be them if Falcons are to continue in this quarterfinal.
No.
No Fallen's here somewhere. Nico closing in. And they flip this one round. It's almost poetic that it's the duo of Karrigan and Nico trying to extend play up against Molodoi, hometown hero. Out wide, they don't know. And you can't let Molodoi live. Nico shuts him down. The bullshit is alive and well for the Falcons. Again, it's a one-round game.
It's contagious right now. Karrigan brings it all the way, and Nico to close up another clutch round for the Falcons. They have handed radar moments right back to FURIA. And they are right there, one step away from dragging us to another overtime. No more timeouts left. FURIA's burned. And Falcons, right when you're ready to give up, they pull you back in.
Not all round losses are created equal, and the ones that FURIA have faced on this path to try and close have certainly hurt the most.
Anti-Nico move. MongolZ up and above, and of course it's the one round that Nico doesn't commit. Gets up, gets off.
They might be looking to go ramp right now, and it's wide open with this boost in the yard with the Akindar down in secret. Concessions had to be made.
Not forward, surely.
This has not been a ramp-focused game, and so FURIA have given up all this space.
A big risk taken, but Falcons have been burned by being contacted in this position, so will they do it again? Out they walk into the Lion's Den. But that Giant is sleeping. FURIA are not here. They walk right down into Nico. Missed chance to trade back. MongolZ feeling the burn as a bullet pierces his skull. And Falcons 5v3. This feels unlosable even for them.
You're not comfortable.
Oh no.
Till this one is done. Till this one's over. They deal with the Akindar on a lurk. That leaves Yuri and K27, the two franchise players of FURIA, clawing back their 2v5 attempt down at lower. But bomb set up for Monte. Bomb set up for that orb. A swing will seal his fate. Yuri's getting sandwiched and doesn't know where to turn. Time running low, a third overtime looming. Is it really going to be sticking? His best option, the only option, and Karrigan shuts it down. This one goes to a third overtime. Astana, are you not entertained?
Last time we saw FURIA get to this position, they completely broke the pace. A topside rush, Yakinda dropping main. Do Falcons have that grit in them? Or are they just going to keep going slow and steady? Smokes down outside. Kiyasuke does bring the pace. That nade lands right on it and 2 shots miss. Oh dear, how does he convert that? Before FURIA fight back, MongolZ won't stop him and he disappears back through the smoke. Falcons get an untraded 5v4. They get an opportunity. It's been catch up since overtime for Falcons. Chance to take this first round.
One team keeps doing the impossible, keeps pulling themselves back up right when it feels like it's over, and the other keep losing out on their chances to close this series. This could be the overtime that changes everything, because Falcons are fully in the groove of Nuke now, there's no doubting it. And a man advantage to boot in this first rifle round. They've never been able to pick these up since we've hit OT. MongolZ might get blinded, fallen here to lend a helping hand. They'll reel in this ramp take. Monte with the reply.
Oh no. Gotta give it up.
Can't overextend. 35 seconds here. Time is low for the Falcons. They've got to move quickly wherever they end up.
Still a lurk off on this top site. Yuri considering his timings. Karrigan not taking any. Falcons 30 seconds, as you say, and they go down towards lower. Karrigan looks to join them late. This cuts off a retake path here for FURIA, but it's a path they don't know about yet. Think about this game. Think about the B site. FURIA have never been inside it. They have had no interest with lower on their CT side, and Karrigan waits to punish MongolZ.
Knows his reactions aren't what they used to be, and I was going to say trying to outbrain them here, but a leg sticking out. Karrigan showing a little too much. This would have really rumbled the retake. Now you've got to worry about ramp. Now you're worried about the double and single doors. This site is feeling very claustrophobic. These are the 2 young stars meant to elevate for the Falcons. Comes down just to Kiyasuke, and he's trapped between a rock and a hard place. FURIA take the first in this third overtime.
Hey, we've seen more than enough rounds won out by those 2, Monte and Kiyasuke, but finally, K27 closes, unexpected position as Monte didn't realize 2 players coming through that single door. And MongolZ, the balls to walk right out ramp there, low HP with a pistol in hand. He finds Karrigan unsuspecting. This guy's got game. FURIA continue to lead in overtime. But it's not just been unable to close, right? Even though the rounds we've seen FURIA go 2-0 up in OT, they just can't find that clean sweep. Would seemingly make all the difference. Monte trying to put himself at the forefront, does it again.
Hell of a man to find, right? As this game's gone on, you can't undersell K27's contributions. He's topping the charts, coming through, pulling through for FURIA in a number of pivotal moments. They will feel that early death in a big way. He's your late round player. He's your insurance policy.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss for MongolZ out in the yard as Falcons set their sights on the crossing.
Well, Kiyasuke kind of makes a near fatal error there. He's lucky MongolZ missed that shot, moving ahead of the smokes. Goodbye, Yuri. Back turn before the bloom. Tesses takes a 5v3. A very comfortable position, one that Falcons would rather just group up and go together, so they cross the bomb back to lobby. Ramp an opportunity. They get to meet up with Kiyasuke that way. MongolZ gambles again on this top side. We trust him. Fallen in the corner. They will clear it. Tess says nice double. Nobody home here. MongolZ just enough. 30 seconds to stop that bomb. It's boxed in.
Nico has no choice but to fight his way out of this. He's trying to buy time for Karrigan to come in on a backstab. The molly will force MongolZ away. Burnt down low in the util. The bomb's made it into lower. Right now they've got Karrigan trapped. Kindar arrives to deal with him. It's a bit of an edge to at least give way to this 2-on-2. You're not looking over your shoulder, but the retake slow to arrive with MongolZ linking up with the Kindar secret side. Kiyasuke in a position to just shut this down before it becomes a problem. And here he is in the vents. Oh, dead on that swing there. It's a down to the 1v1 now. Kindar 3 kills deep, but Nico a huge question mark. You don't know where he is. He's right beneath you.
Karrigan has called some great T-sides in this game, in the chaos. Realizing the gaps that FURIA are giving them. It's not just ramp, it's this lower side. The Falcons are abusing time after time on the T side. Not once does FURIA have a player in lower. Not once do they rotate ramp safe. They are left in so many retakes, so many post plants. And sure, FURIA have won their fair share of ridiculous rounds in this game, but Falcons are coming out on top on this T side down B.
I think you see now as well why for so long FURIA tried to rise above the chaos, not buy into what Falcons were selling. Because in these chaotic moments, these tense round closes, that's where Falcons are doing their best work. You've not had Falcons find a great deal of success in these first half of OTs. That's always gone the way of FURIA. They've been the guys with the chance to go 3-0. They've always taken 2. Can Falcons change that now, or will they once again, 3 overtimes deep, be playing catch up?
Yeah, we stopped getting Monte v Molotov, right? That head-to-head is long gone, yard. These smokes have been the way down for both teams. And the way out of this head-to-head. But MongolZ searches ever-present outside against these rifles. Nico has never died in this position to an AWP. Jiggles, Util pulls back, same as always. Kyosuke clears his corners. For once, we have just eyes outside. Confirmed no cross, but Yakinda coming up secret. FURIA all in all in a good position, but those smokes about to dress outside. They're waiting. And Monte's peeking. Goodbye, Yakinda. I think they got the info there. Monte hard peeking that angle. And again, Falcons, you give them this 5v4, they will take the execute, they will take the ramp hit because it's been so open in this CT side.
They know the whole map has gone dark right now for FURIA. They know that FURIA are worried about lower.
But what do FURIA do in these positions every time they gamble topside?
And so many times it's been the wrong move. All of these OTs have been Karrigan trying to condition Fallen to worry about the lower take. Well, now you see this util, you see the rollout. You have to play these next few moments very, very carefully. Clamping down, crossfire established. In comes K27 to be the saving grace. MongolZ with him. And Karrigan thought he'd called the perfect round. Plays right into their hands.
He is a rock! K27, cold-blooded killer. Clutch after clutch, multi-kill after multi-kill. And again, FURIA hold the lead, but for how long? FURIA do not look that gift horse in the mouth. They go straight up on that top side. No fakes today, back to their T side. Careful, Karrigan, they're scaling. Nade is nice, but Yakinda's outside. He just walked right over the red smoke. Want to see back to secret. Now that is a missed smoke for Yakinda, meant to block Karrigan.
If you're here, you got to be telling yourself it's now or never. There's only so long you can keep this up in the OTs. There's only so many advantageous positions you can be in and have it go against you. Yakinda 5v4. As they search again for the double chance to close. Monte denies the outside space. And that was the man they expected to face, and now they hear more util out in the yard. No, there's more.
Karrigan has that cross. Smoke's in his face. Yuri up above, surely realized by Falcons in this 4v4.
Kyosuke here has a very important role to play. Not uncommon to see FURIA go looking for this heaven control, try and scale for the wrap.
Coming main.
Goes for his check, didn't see a thing. MongolZ only just getting onto the angle. It will be this main split. Fallen looks to lead the charge. Drop down, important trade. They sacrifice Yuri for the space.
Tess has strong position.
And if he goes overlooked, oh, if Tesses goes overlooked, as he so often does, He could rip it all away. Falcons with an instant reply. Straight away on the CT side. This was advantage for FURIA. The 5v4 trades for the space, but one man going overlooked has big implications. Tie game. This is the earliest tie we've had in these overtimes.
Yeah, 40 rounds deep, and Monte finds his 40th kill. K27 right behind. Quick pace for Yakindar. Down secret he goes. FURIA edge towards the ramp. Kiyasuke's anti-flash on his position. FURIA are in no hurry to go. They want to wait for Yakindar to get the space. Controls rotations now. This is very fast at this position for Yakindar. Kiyasuke calls for support. That's a re-smoke from Nico. That's going to change the plan here for FURIA, or at least delay it. Can't get our ramp just yet. Going to have to break this if they want to catch Kiyasuke off guard. Fallen holds a molly for hell. This is Kiyasuke in trouble.
It's the footsteps. No longer an illusion, no longer left guessing. Goes for the swing, risks it on the fight. Trust that Nico could be here to clean it up. And that double at least keeps the round alive. There's 45 seconds left. This is where you remember Yakindar has had these vents on lock the entire time. The path to rotate is long, and that leaves Falcons with little time in this retake.
They're looking for a lurker. They're not going to find him. K27 is in this B site. Ramp retake now for Falcons. They don't have a smoke for this bomb. FURIA are going to frag their way out of this round unless Falcons pull off something incredible.
Two of the stars are gone. Nico and Kiyasuke watching on from beyond the grave. Backstab for Tesses finds its mark. Hell of a kill on Yakindar. Now the ramp players have room to work with, but what they don't have is time. Odyssey! No accounting for that! And as if that's how Falcons break through, they're finally the team on that point.
From magic to havoc in this B bomb site, Monte with more miracles and maybe more maps in this quarterfinal. Falcons have not had a map point since regulation. FURIA dragged it back twice to take it to overtime, to overtime, to overtime. And now Falcons an opportunity. You had your chance, FURIA. Watch as it sails past.
First time in all the OTs that Falcons have been in this position, a round away from ensuring play continues. FURIA had all the opportunities in the world to end this quarterfinal, and now they find themselves out of time. It's too late. It's done. Falcons take us the distance.
A team that we know for choking on the stage digs deep again and again. Clutch after clutch. Round after round, match point after match point. Falcons do not crumble. They rise to the occasion. They prevail. But all with a new Karrigan at the helm. Falcons bringing one hell of a fight, and FURIA slowing down. We hear yawns, we hear disappointment. We see MongolZ disappear come the end of Nuke. It's all thrown into question. FURIA called a surprising veto. They caught Falcons with their pants down, but now this game goes the distance.
Yeah, you're going to be feeling a lot of things here. Tiredness, frustration, maybe even anger as to how things went if you're FURIA, but you got to check all that at the door, because now we're arriving at map 3. You had any expectations, any feelings about this one ahead of this series? Those have all been blown out the water, and now it's anyone's game. MongolZ, best foot forward in the pistol. 2 opening kills as FURIA try and charge down the Falcons, catch them sleeping at the wheel. Convincing shutdown. It's FURIA on the board first.
Well, if it's Fallen calling a pistol, why not go old school and run up top mid CT side Dust2? That is one hell of a precedent set in this pistol round by FURIA. And MongolZ puts bullets in heads to kick off this pistol. A reassuring sign on a map like Dust2, because he has quite the matchup to go up against. It was 8-0 to MongolZ's favor on that first map of Mirage. Well, Monte showed up come Nuke, didn't he? 43 kills. And I don't even think that that tells the full story.
No. I think both teams appreciate the breather that is this anti-eco round.
It's not long though. We're back in.
That makes a lot of money. So what does that mean for FURIA? Well, it means they can bring this AWP out straight away if they want. He doesn't have that pleasure on the other end of the spectrum. It's rifles aplenty for the Falcons, but a bonus round out of FURIA. They're going to keep the SMGs in tow. Get up to some mischief here early on Dust2.
Yeah, you know there'll be plenty of opportunities. You just want to keep your money alive here. So triple SMG, I actually love this call for FURIA. Look what they're doing with it. They're going for the full B gamble right now. We might even see aggression to tempt fate, pull Falcons into this site. In fact, you don't need to bait them, because Falcons are biting right down off the rip. Calling Karrigan's bluff. Falcons fake, will FURIA move? Right, in they go.
Into the stack. Into 3. Fury. Little ugly on that spray, but it's MongolZ playing Joker. Goes overlooked, goes unchecked. That's a big problem for the Falcons. Left to Monte. How this series has been, I'm not counting anyone out of anything.
No.
Bomb lost out in the open, given fights from the car. This is to draw the attention away because the backstab's closing in window side. Monte's dodged it. They will clamp down upon him and ice him out of at least the first clutch attempt, 2 kills deep.
Yeah, I don't know if that's MongolZ, going early, or his team kind of hanging him out to dry there, telling him to fight, because it's very early on the peak with an SMG. FURIA still quick on it, trade that round out. Falcons back to the drawing board. Some very explosive rounds to start this game off. FURIA calling perfect setups. It's going to be quite the test of your resilience across this series, especially for Falcons, who have played this entire quarterfinal from behind.
I think in the kind of storybook ending of this, that's where it turns around, right? The idea that, yeah, they were beaten down, they were always having to come back, but because they finally did and they finally broke through, they were able to, rise to the occasion and actually take it over FURIA in the end. That's not what we're getting in these early rounds.
I mean, I don't even know what this would say if Falcons, fell apart in this third map, right? Like, the resilience on display is incredible, but, at the end of the day, the result is what matters. And if FURIA can level upwards, it's credits to FURIA, but it's also more question marks to a Falcons. They did the hard part, you'd like to think, but FURIA throw more trouble their way. Fallen on long side, and Esses takes him out.
Also a map they've had a hell of a lot of reps on here in Astana, cropping up in a number of their series, maybe most infamously the 9Z one, but that was the exception to the rule. Other than that, it was a pretty breezy time for the Falcons on Dust2.
Oh dear.
Yuri's missed his timing. B-side's given up, and a man down here. If Yuri doesn't get something on the cross, this becomes a very awkward round. You're hesitant to call the save. You know that Falcons don't have a lot in their back pocket here. It's just these pistols. B is a hard site to retake.
A lack of utility.
Got flashes on MongolZ, and that's all you've got to work with. So as those come out, that retake begins very, very quickly. Churned up by the pistols, and in the blink of an eye, it's only MongolZ left. Still reluctant as ever to give this one away, but eventually there's no other choice. The hunt comes in. Falcons break through early on pistols.
What more evidence do you need that this is the hardest site to retake in the game? That is pistols, and FURIA still have the jump on them, but Falcons just chew them up with Tech 9s. It is simply done to get on the board, catching a timing, and FURIA checking out middle. And AWP denied on the save, so it's costly here for FURIA. But hey, Nuke ended with double AWPs, Dust2 will begin with them. And we've got many a candidate who can wield it here on FURIA. K27 joins the fray. 4th player to wield this AWP on FURIA today.
And once dead to rights, belongs to Yakinda. It's a question around the remaining players down here in lower. Monte won't let him wreak too much havoc in the back line. Crashing into this upper tunnel on the double orb. Falcons gonna concede this contest for the tunnel as Nico comes back.
No confirmation for FURIA. K27 pulled back. So he never cleared tunnels.
It's in a stalemate. It's gonna keep two players over here towards B. Keep them on the wrong end of the map. Falcons setting their sights on the short control.
Still awfully quiet. MongolZ needs to reposition. He is down in the spawn right now. That smoke begins to fade. Falcons get closer. They have no smoke of their own.
This is around where MongolZ has to go huge. If he doesn't, it belongs firmly to the Falcons. He gets himself entrenched in time. This is that on Monte. He goes back for it. Second time's the charm.
Why not?
Not found. Does he leave it to the jump shot? No, goes fishing for another on this retake. Fallen's dealt with the long side lurk. Nico sniffed out and dealt with early on. Now pressure applied by Fallen out on the long side. Karrigan with the repos. Stops Yuri from sneaking in. Closing the distance. He was looking for Tessez. Serato also dead. It's Karrigan answering back with the taps.
Just a very smart move. He crouches all the way back against the wall, gets past Yuri on ramp, who never sees him, reposition, and then stops that retake dead in its tracks. FURIA, that's a shocking round to lose. And it's at the behest of Karrigan, who goes on with 3 kills. Falcons go into the AWP, they lose theirs, and they still get out with the round. Karrigan saving the orb, giving Falcons their second here on this T side. FURIA don't exactly run away with the lead off the back of their pistol round. They're broken, in fact.
Oh, that's a hell of a catch, Monte. Oh, there were questions, you know, would he warm up in time? Would he find himself in time? The Dorna map 3, this orb hitting hard, 2 quick kills here. Sure, it's in what is supposed to be a gimme round for the Falcons, but it's how he gets them. That's what's kind of getting you hyped right now. Catch on the cross, ready for the short swing.
Every little detail as well. He scoped in on that body. He saw that that AK was picked up because it was Fallen who saved last round. He knows that's gone. He knows it's repositioned. So Falcons don't look to walk into it. As FURIA gamble triple on the B side. Falcons clear their corners with utility. With Monte leveling up like this, it feels like such an insurmountable task to get through him on Dust2.
Yeah, also, you know, just because for FURIA, they dug deep multiple times over to try and put a stop to this in 2. You really exert yourself on that charge. And we said on that second map, not all round losses are created equal. Some of them hurt more than others.
Oh, yeah.
And the ones that FURIA's faced on that second map, on that crazy triple overtime, Nuke map of the year, they hurt the most.
Yeah, I think Falcons had very few rounds like that. You know, certainly a couple of clutches from K27 and the likes, but for the most part, it was, you know, not these unwinnable moments that FURIA picked up. It was kind of just annoying, you know, Falcons' mistakes, K27 not clearing outside, those kind of rounds that led FURIA on the lead. Falcons showed resilience that we haven't seen before. Comeback after comeback now puts them even keel here on Dust2. This is a grand finalist in the making. Let's Magic do exactly that.
Yeah, I mean, the semi-final, no matter who takes this, is such a David v. Goliath story. And what you've seen from both these squads today, now they got one hell of a match ahead of them. This is more experienced opposition. Another catch on the cross out of Monte. Damage painted the way of Yuri. It's MongolZ hoping for a response, but a jump check. Molly pushes MongolZ backing off the angle. So he's going to come looking for this. He's the guy peeking into this angle, so MongolZ's got the edge and lives to tell the tale. Punishment dodged as MongolZ escapes.
He made the most of that Molotov, didn't he? A little gap in the corner, and Monte pulls nades out, thinking that Molly's bought him the room. A perfect play from MongolZ to take out his opposing AWP, and Karrigan with a risky maneuver perhaps. MongolZ is waiting. Side against it. B5 and eyes leave the catwalk. FURIA still hanging the balance of a B setup. Some props to Tesses as well. He really held his own in that last map, but he's given very little agency to make moves as an individual. We see him static in lobby on Nuke so long. We see him holding long A on this T side as well. Eventually he groups up with a pack. No lurkers in this round. Falcons just look to punch in together.
This is where that earlier damage on a MongolZ could prove to be really valuable. Or posted back on the long side is the first thing that could arrive to help out Yakindar. He's got one flash to try and support him. Hold back this coming A-take. MongolZ brings forth a second. Flash now to set up Yakindar for his swing. Ooh. Not able to find a thing, and so that will be a bomb plant. A retake being demanded of FURIA.
Falcons can definitely win this round. Karrigan's even got the AWP. Why not? Spawn is very tricky.
That's where all three are coming from for FURIA. MongolZ is so low on the long side, he needs his teammates to make that first incision. K27 comes looking, Tesses sends him away. Tesses on for the ace right now, and he's done more than enough, more than his fair share. MongolZ can't hack it, he's 6 HP, and he has been since the start of the round. So Falcons, a man down. But Tesses prevails, and MongolZ dies to that bomb. That is maximum damage.
Can't get out with anything, and Tesses takes the lot. Difficult roles, not glamorous positions, limited agency, but put him in a post plant. He shows off that fine aim. Biggest round of the series from Tesses, if you look at the numbers, and coming through at an integral time. FURIA even looking to force the AWP and get their money back in this game, but Falcons are on a bit of a hot streak right now on this T side. Did that without Monte as well, 4v5 from the rip.
And you know, in a team of this many stars, the limelight was never going to fall on Tesses. That's why Karrigan called him a captain's player, someone who is more than willing to do whatever the team needs. But if he shows up here on map 3, bringing a aim like that, got the mechanics to back it up, that is a serious X factor for the Falcons, showing its hand early on. An important 4K lead taken.
Yeah.
And another one of these man-down post plants coming up in Falcons' favor.
Falcons really need more superstars, more firepower. FURIA on that risky buy. They can save some for later, but we've got a hero M4, a hero AWP. Do we have heroes, though? MongolZ's at least been getting involved. Not sitting out of the fight. He's going to be stuck on B for now. Block smoke comes in. Yakindar just getting crazy. Will get punished. Tries to tee up his teammate MongolZ in that B bomb site. Maybe Falcons change their tune. They've seen this now. Surprise revealed.
And about that B-side AWP, you think about all the problems that MongolZ's caused across the series, and they do change their mind. They try and play for distance. They know that with that kill, MongolZ ain't moving a muscle, and so they set their sights on the A play. They're going in a K27. Low HP on the first man facing. Same can't be said for the next two.
This one is done.
MongolZ might limp his way over, but Monte is on this angle. There is no peeking into CT. It is a death zone.
And Nico just says, yeah, he can go cat, but deep down he knows MongolZ wants this AWP for the next round. This was already a very risky buy, and Falcons want to take it out of his hands. MongolZ has to stay active, consider all positions as Falcons come hunting. Monte with the spot. And the shot. Ludicrous. Monte is a man on a mission tonight. Man not missing. Mirage can absolutely be forgiven.
Falcons right now appreciating that on the T side they're the guys setting the pace and the tone of how this third map's played. Longest time it was FURIA kind of trying to rise above that, bring order to chaos, but that all fell apart back on Nuke, and it's very, very hard to regain control over this wild Falcon. Slow burner of a round leveled against them. They've used almost all their blocking util. They are now at the full mercy of the Falcons in this rifle round.
Very late on long with numbers as well. K27 have his eyes on the prize here. Character swinging.
Serato, only good for the first, an important trade for Tessez. Massive contributions in these A plays, and again, he's good for it. Kiyasuke opens up in the downtime. FURIA out of position, it's all hinging on the fast backstab from Yakinda. Not enough to make a difference with just the one and done. Bomb getting across is tenuous, you've got to lob it. Run boost to get it over and past that AWP. Crisis averted. Falcons running away with this on the T side.
And as we tick forward to midnight, it's getting messy, it's getting shaky. We're seeing missed shots and opportunity squandered here. FURIA reliant on Yakinda to connect those shots. Without it, it's a 6th round in a row for Falcons. MongolZ just left out of the action right now. Again, desperate looking for this save.
Last time we were here, we saw the emotional MongolZ in a series that went the distance completely buckle on map 3. That's not the case here on Dust2. In fact, he's the one guy providing right now for FURIA. The rest of the team struggling to keep up pace. And MongolZ is certainly feeling the pressure to force some of these early fights, try and be the difference maker.
Yeah.
It's not been enough.
Nice to see Falcons break that smoke on short, right? They catch Fallen off guard, re-aggressing because he's lost his long control, and MongolZ is far away with that AWP, so FURIA out of position by force of the Falcons. And it's heating up right now, FURIA getting burned down. Orb survives, but it is all we will see in this round unless MongolZ drops something over, so FURIA feeling the risk right now is worth the reward. Flying in and bringing the heat right back. They want their cake and they want to eat it too.
The Monte's been attempting this cross shot, and that's where MongolZ brings his orb to the fray. You don't get that free fight in this round, Monte. Good catch out on long as well, as Carrigan thinks he's got more room than he does. Tessez has just been an unstoppable force. Always good for these trades, had that massive 4K round. Really emerging as a difference-making player come the turn of map 3.
Yakinda really trying to be surprising and do the last thing Falcons would expect, but he feeds right into them. A 5v3, he pushes further to extend advantage, and he's going to kick himself for that. They go to retrieve guns and long. The Falcons have given themselves an opportunity. Tessez claws his back. Also want to bring note to the way that MongolZ takes that mid-fight. He lets that decoy go off. He doesn't even fall for it. He peeks off the real shot of Monte, so really is laser focused right now. and in the right place to have impact for once.
Last time emotions consumed him. This time he's determined, but will determination be enough for MongolZ? He's forced off the angle. And tries to pick up the slack. He's moving into hostile territory, needs the tap, and he can't manage it. Nico.
Falcons do it together.
Dispatches of him on that triple swing. Again, the A site proves to be a problem.
Excellent post plant.
Tesses has been the issue in these retakes, and he's the one guy still scrapping till this round's over. Kiyasuke with the long wrap. FURIA don't know it, but they're living on borrowed time, and that time's running out. K27 low, and no time left to win this. Tesses running rings around them. Another multi-kill from the overshadowed piece of the Falcons.
What a time for Tesses to show up. He definitely had his impact towards the latter stage of Nuke, was reliable as well on that top side when needed, but right now he is excelling in this third map. An unlikely start here for the Falcons. 7-3 up, 7 rounds in a row, and FURIA have had money, they've had buys, they've had hero orbs, but they have not broken in yet. Look at the pace they set in that pistol. That top mid push was perfection. The triple B stack. Right now, Falcons are calm, slow, and steady. Even in disadvantages, managing to cool and shoot their way out of these rounds. Cat control has been the way in for the Falcons.
As they come hunting for their 8th consecutive round. FURIA quaking their boots, just hoping they've read this one right. Triple lean over towards B, but again, it's just been A play after A play, out through the short side for Carrigan.
Again, MongolZ is in position, but is that enough is the question. This full exec, 2 smokes. Falcons are gonna have that cross at least to the corner before MongolZ can get a shot off. You're limited in how many shots you can get in this position. It is a fake. Carrigan drops in, they're going for the mid to B.
Right, FURIA will get their wish. They've read this round correctly. Falcons
back up.
Are they going to change their mind? Have they really pieced this one together? Just off of seeing Yakindar in the kill feed, that's enough. That's enough info. Honestly, dead sure, but Kiyasuke's found a way in. It's him and Nico side by side. The rifle duo at the heart of the Falcons. Bomb now planted. FURIA, one of these man-up retakes, they have to seal the deal on this one. It's only Kiyasuke to beat. Finally, streak broken, and FURIA get on the board.
Yeah, we learned on Nuke it's never too late to show up here, so FURIA at least keeping themselves in the conversation, but this is scraps at the end of the half, at the end of the night on this CT side. FURIA do enough. Falcons realize that's a stack on B. They do abandon ship, not able to shoot their way out of a situation for once. So FURIA hang on, looking for this 5-round half. More than anything, it's a break of momentum. A welcome feeling for FURIA after a long day. Super firing, but that's not the only open store. Drop it off, Monte has his.
Set on this A play again, it feels like with 2 players out towards long. One time Falcons diverted from that was the way in for FURIA. So if it ain't broke, why bother trying to fix it? MongolZ all flashed back off the line, luckily enough falling here to provide some cover. Players out on this jaunt into the mid to B, Kiyasuke gets that spot. Sunken are seen up close, and Util's gonna rein in, make him very uncomfortable, forces that fight. Drop down into CT is a wild move for Carrigan, but he now controls these rotates. They're hoping that FURIA overreact. 3 players storm up through the catwalk into the MongolZ orb, again low on health. Drop down for Kyosuke.
Oh, no.
Looking to hold on a CT, it's a big risk. Looking for the big reward. Odyssey up next, also takes this line. 2 players here, and the tension on.
He's quick.
Odyssey able to reposition, smooth moves, gets him out of the danger zone. There's Kyosuke brushing up on MongolZ at the long side. And this now becomes a very tricky retake. Crossfire set up between the 2 Falcons players. There's the swing, punishing for Yuri. 2 consecutive rounds for FURIA build upon this weak CT side. Will it be enough?
Yeah, they're feeling gassed right now, exhausted, I'm sure, and Falcons are absolutely pouncing on this opportunity. Look at that half. In a 5-round CT side, they had the advantage, the 5v4, 9 of those rounds. Not able to convert, numerous advantages in post-plants as well, and Falcons still shut out most of them. FURIA hang on here at the end of the half. This is a very different game now. A well-called T-side by Carrigan, certainly not putting up numbers in this series, but some of the recovery on T-halves has been excellent. And you mentioned this 9T game from Falcons inside of the group stages. He got absolutely slaughtered on this map on CT side. So those first half rounds, very important.
This just becomes a war of attrition. It's a very demanding series.
Yeah, let's go, boys. For Daniel, bro. Let's fucking go.
K27 saying they want to do it for MongolZ. Trying to find those ways to motivate themselves in the tail end of an exhausting quarterfinal.
Yeah, pistols have been furious. They're going to keep it going with speed.
Kyosuke, clean tap to get the ball rolling. Can he find any more? Closing the distance on him now, Kyosuke. Oh, it's lights out. He's not stopping. Still a threat, not dealt with yet. And rotates start to arrive. Kyosuke lays waste to FURIA in this pistol.
Miraculous shots from this guy showing up in this series. He was the only performer at the dawn of Mirage. And he is going late into the night. 4 frags, beautiful stuff on this B site. FURIA get nowhere. They don't cross. They don't get past the big box. Kyosuke does not allow.
Sonic might have implemented that pug ban on all of the Falcons at events. There's a reason why Carrigan was keen to lift it. You got to use these nighttime demons in their prime, should it be required.
Yeah, and FURIA have been very vocal in the past few months about the difficulties of playing late games, of struggling, staying up. Well, right now, this would be the deepest they'd have to dig ever to come back in this map. This is a Falcons primed and ready, looking for a run to the trophy. A team of underdogs awaiting in the semi-finals. A familiar foe, perhaps, if they make it all the way. And a FURIA may have bottomed out here in this 3rd map. FURIA hit the eject button, or is this just gliding into its place? Falcon's confident. Honestly, taking every fight he can.
It's going to be an easy round, Fallen. That's really not a bad way to get it all rolling. It's Nico, though, getting baited for out here behind Goose. Ready to stop this in its tracks. The arrival of Carrigan clamping down on the site hit.
Honestly, he's pissed he didn't get more.
A must-win rifle round. The doorstep of FURIA. If they do want to have any hope, they do want to try and right the ship, this is the one.
Energy's just felt different, right? Sure, they've been on the CT
I mean,
side.
you can see it on their faces,
Yeah.
man. They look exhausted at the end of that Nuke game.
And they know they had their chance time after time.
I think you just hit a limit eventually. Maybe FURIA have. This is the round that decides how competitive Dust2 gets to be. Feeling the Brazilian core of this FURIA squad know all too well. Going out in front of your home country, never a nice feeling. It's a very unique type of pressure. You've had to contend with it. It could never rise to the occasion on their home turf.
If you have Vitality, a rare exception.
Pick the right site, at least in this round. Falcons, heavy long setup, heavy in mid, anticipating a mid to be. So they have all this room. They have themselves a bomb plant. 5v5 retake. That's what's being demanded. Carrigan moving in as the first man to face, and Yakindar's got the spot.
Header, but stops him in his tracks. Bloodbath here on ramp, and K27 fights willingly. Nico, an admirable attempt, but FURIA will survive one more. First gun round connects here for FURIA, the first of many more 4-buys for Falcons. But not now, not yet.
You're looking for that second wind. If you get within touching distance, if you get within a couple of rounds of those semi-finals, I think all of a sudden FURIA can come back alive. That's a first step, a very important one in the right direction.
Look at this buy for Falcons, it's pretty brash as well, with the 3 rifles just swinging off the flash. Excellent first kill here for Nico. Those opening duels were all FURIA's that first half. Nico responds well. Carrigan can't get that gun, it's been picked up. So FURIA take out the waste. Don't let Falcons arm themselves in this still tricky buy, but this is a risky peek off the flash. Kiyasuke has a teammate ready to trade. Missed opportunity for Tesses.
Considering he's been the guy, right? The trade guy throughout this entire thing. Love that. Just to put a bit more pep in your step in this round. Instead now it's a 4-on-4, you're working with less, you don't know where FURIA are.
It's time to make a gamble for Falcons. You just got to pick a site and believe in it right now, because you don't have the guns to be spread thin. Leaning back off of A. Odyssey in the spawn, uncertain, and Nico getting burned out of this corner, but he's below the smoke. Fallen still finds him. There is nobody home. Lurker does get caught, low health for K27, so there's a question. Can Falcons find the answer?
That's flying cup through short, starts to move it in position. It's Carrigan closing in on the AK. Meanwhile, Odyssey plays it forward, but he wasn't ready for Yuri late and long. It's just Carrigan and Tesses. Hardly the firepower piece at the forefront of this. Carrigan, though, is way deeper than they could be ready for. Taking that molly. Has the element of surprise. Even one from Carrigan would be a massive difference maker. He comes up short. FURIA battling back. And now within touching distance of the Falcons. Money broken. This is going to close up.
That was a heavy investment here for Falcons. One they felt worth the risk with the lead they had. Gonna leave them holding on for dear life here as FURIA get closer and closer on this T side. FURIA know what they're up against. Odyssey on a back 10, bit of pace behind it as they find some confidence late in this game, bringing some pace. Falcons have nothing to throw at them. No flash to pop through the long smoke. No hero rifle to bail them out. So they just swing together.
found. Another dink put down range. You still think that this shouldn't get weird though, with the trades coming in cleanly. So no worries or been given away. These are just guns to get saved for the Falcons, taken with them into that next round. There's no stopping this from closing up. A one-round game.
Impressive resilience here for FURIA, but the job is far from done. Waiting for the Monte AWP on this CT side, and these guns saved helps that a lot. It's still a question. Oh my goodness, Yakinda spotted. Nico want to risk it though. Tessus has nothing to lose. Nico can't say the same. Oh. You made your money.
This AWP still won't get to come out for the Falcons anytime soon. They're going to be AWPless in the next. Might look at the money and say Nico could drop one over, but he doesn't have armor to play with. And you don't want to run the glass rifle. That just doesn't exist. So a timeout called in at an apt time because awkward decisions lay ahead for the Falcons. They have to concede on what has kind of been their star piece throughout this entire series. First map, sure, a blemish on Monte's record, but outside of that, the AWP has been a defining feature of the Falcons. MongolZ gets his. It's the freedom that comes with streaking these rounds together. All rifles for the Falcons as this third map closes up.
Falcons had great reads on the T side, avoided the stacks, went into MongolZ, lived to tell the tale. Pressure is put on Fallen now. How does he use his pieces? MongolZ called on the long side, going for a quick pick. Karrigan's seen this one before. He's not going ahead of the utils. Smoke blooms and locks FURIA out of long. Still looking enticed somewhat. Perhaps wanting to punish Karrigan alone in his position. Karrigan, it may be time to call the ambulance because 4 players up on the long side.
Dink put down range. Long space taken. Whole map dark right now for the Falcons. Trying to alleviate that a little with the push in through the upper tunnels. Kiyasuke with the clear.
It's big info, but it's only FURIA commit will it matter. They could still reset around the world. They can still take mid control. Nico is out on his own on an island here in middle. They are in T-spawn right now, and he is in no will help. Backed up for Monte, pulls back, and Yakinda has to risk it.
This is costing you a lot of time if you're FURIA. Suddenly the prospect of trying to get this bomb anywhere becomes a really tricky prospect.
Upcat they go, it's their only option. Would you really dart into a mid to B with no smoke? 20 seconds, Falcons don't believe they would ever do this.
Into the stack.
Oh no,
Falcons start to leave. Now they see the bomb out here on short. They'll get back in time. Kill in the right place. Line up for Monte. And Falcons will not renege on this lead. They hold on to it. Monte might not have his AWP, but he still hits hard.
Quick reactions from the Falcons, but disaster strikes for FURIA. That bomb, top middle, and the amount of time taken to pick it back up. It's not acceptable this late in the game. It is double digits handed over on the route to FURIA's comeback. And while Falcons almost bite the bullet on that over-rotation, that one spot for Monte goes so far, and he puts his AK to use. Now he's rewarded with his weapon of choice. Lucky to be alive on that cross. These AWPs play in. MongolZ so hot to trot and strong starts. It's been slow finishes that have let him down. That was the case on Nuke. He came in, winning that head-to-head, even here on Dust2, despite his team's success. But I feel like MongolZ might just wake up at the right time. Now he's been given this opportunity again. He has waited so long for a CT orb. Can he do right by it?
Certainly dials up the pressure for him to perform.
Man, he has delivered at times when his team have not. Time and time again.
Be a test of that. MongolZ AWP though. Nico's going to get left out of this. Carrigan as well. It's a B-site play out of FURIA.
Terrifying.
Suke and Tessez both here. And a reblocking at the tunnels at the 40-second mark. Changing the game plan perhaps.
Feel like
thought about going back.
But
it's so late in the day. They feel like they have to follow through.
Falcons know it's coming. KyuSuke, strong position, but he changes side, goes back to the car. This is a classic position for this rifle.
Tessez taking first contact. No trade yet, then they all spill through. Quick set of entries, and with Nico not seeing a thing up here on this boost, Falcons gonna get left out of the picture in this round. They've been waiting to bring out that MongolZ AWP. Well, it's got to save, got to run for the hills, and K27 plays to deny. Takes him down a peg for the hunt.
Would not have bet on KyuSuke and Tessez not trading evenly in that B-bomb site. MongolZ on the angle, locked Tessez into position, and KyuSuke can't get a single kill from Car with the AK. How many highlights have we seen from him in that position? Masterful lurk from K27, and they only save 2 guns. Falcons not out of the woods yet. Leading the entire way, but never done.
This is 2 teams at their absolute limit. It's about who can hold it together for the next few rounds.
Possible to call.
MongolZ, you disliked being left out of the picture. You disliked not being a part of that round in any way, shape, or form.
But to be honest, this is a map where it's really hard to just force that, right? You can go for catwalk, you can go for a pick, you can fight middle if you want to risk it on CT side, but in a late round, you can't guarantee you're going to get action.
Thinking about the group stage, MongolZ was really loving these cat fights, trying to get aggressive with this AWP. Wonder if that's his port of call here in this round, because straight away, straight up onto the catwalk. This is what MongolZ was doing all throughout the group stages. Slow boost, you won't see a thing. But he was holding for that cross shot. Doesn't see MongolZ floating around middle. He's gonna have to make it count now as there's a boost in play, just on the edge. Pixels make all the difference here. Rounds the corner, open and lower, so he's really banking on his teammates having his back, because the barrel's been spotted now. KyuSuke springs to life on the back of it. They know about this orb on the catwalk. That won't stop MongolZ from getting involved. Determined from the word go that this time that orb would get to play.
Check these margins. You peek a second before the molly pops, you pay the price with your life.
Says threads the needle. Threads the needle through the backline of Team FURIA. Ready for that wrap, but MongolZ comes out ahead. This B-site's not free. KyuSuke's gonna get here in time to try and stop him. Teammates offer flashes, teammates offer support, but in terms of guns, it's one man versus it all. Nico spam connects and does enough. And Yuri doesn't have the room for this. 30 seconds left, he heads for the hills. They're closing in on him, a punishing hunt. Falcons pulling ahead as this one hits crunch time.
Still not losing their identity, still aggressive, still oppressive, still putting their individuals in places to succeed. And after the game Tessez has had, what a perfect time to push up a B, throw chaos into that round, get all the information for Falcons. As MongolZ back on catwalk, like you said, forcing his engagement. And KyuSuke down and lower, causing chaos. Falcons, win or loss, they will go out doing it their way. Now they lead by 2. Even when FURIA had the chance to finish this series back on Nuke numerous times over, unable to do it. As soon as Falcons found an opportunity in overtime, it was theirs for the taking.
So in that pause, a lot of dialogue between Yakindar and Fallen. Someone's got to provide the solution at this scoreline. Someone's got to own it. All in on this round. It's this quarterfinal rests on this force buy. Back to B they go. Last time nothing for Tesses and Kyosuke. Last time they weren't able to stop it. This time is a different story. Line up in at the tunnels. Big damage from the rifle. Falcons a man up, but you know how tricky this B site is. You know how tough this one can be to pull off, even with that advantage. They've got a lot of util. That's the one edge. That's what you're telling yourselves now.
They know Fallen's late. They just don't know he's already here in time. He's picked up the nades. He's putting them to use. Finally, Karrigan on the flank, getting into position. They've got to wait for him.
Smoke in at the door. Util to make life uncomfortable for FURIA. Yuri tries to take the initiative, tries to be the guy fighting first, scared back from the window. Side by side with Fallen, as this is for all the marbles. This is for those semis. Yuri holds on. There is still hope yet for FURIA.
That is impossible. Falcons time it together, and still they are picked apart one by one, isolated by FURIA with no room to move. They get pushed into uncomfortable positions. They still steal it away. Kyosuke's efforts in vain on that B-bomb site, and Falcon's bank account emptied. This is surely 24 rounds. And there are no more timeouts. Roller coaster of a series. Never a second you can take your eye off the ball. Right when you think you're comfortable, right when you think this is yours, it slips through your fingers. Both teams have experienced it. And there are no certainties here.
Scout is the only thing interesting about this buy for the Falcons. The fact it's opened up like that immediately puts a bit of fear in FURIA. Not all round losses are equal. Some of them hurt more than others. If you fall down to an eco at this scoreline, that is the ultimate burn. Opener secured. There should be no worry. You're telling yourselves, it's fine, it's one scout. We can still pull through, and if they pick the right site, they certainly can.
Yeah, if you go B, this one's over. I think that's in the back of FURIA's mind. The fear is that there's a stack in play, but once you get into that site, the round is fully done. Oh my goodness, Kinda missed it.
Go back. Karrigan on the wrap round. He's no stranger to what a crowd can provide.
Bit of a helping hand. How about a fist? Is this the knockout blow?
He's going back up through the catwalk. Even though Yakindar's got all this space. Okay. K27 with the catch on Kyosuke, and so no issues here trying to navigate past these pistols. Tesses will still back one more. And in this 2v2, the tunnel zerg for Yuri doesn't want to overstep. You don't want to give them any reason to go for this round. Why make it more expensive than it has to be when economy could decide so much? What is a multi-hour, multi-overtime campaign? You don't want it falling flat on its face because you went for the hunt here.
Even just saving the Khalil is ugly, but you'd rather have something than nothing. little bit of extra money will go a long way late in the game. 11 rounds apiece. Falcons had them 9-5 down, and FURIA have put in a shift on this T side to pull it all the way back. Rounds getting traded, now back to back. Tech at the most tense moment. We are ready.
This is it. The make or break. True test. For Carrigan's captaincy. And what a crazy call it is to open in this round. B left Barrett. Tess says they're alone. At least act to deny a long rush.
Feels like the biggest risk to take at this point in the game when you know FURIA have punished you on B numerous times. You know how impossible this round is. MongolZ would be left saving. Shocked Falcons want to risk this site, so MongolZ hangs around in middle, forcing involvement with this AWP. Because by God, does this guy deserve the fight at this point, deserve the engagement to keep Falcons here.
Oh, a bit of miss on that smoke, and it's handed over and opening it. Kindar just with blind spam, catching Tesses. That's already going to shuffle around the defense. That's what FURIA are telling themselves here. They've still got a whole minute left to play with, but Falcons do not move a muscle. They are stubborn. They are set in place. They've got faith that somehow, some way, this is all going to come together.
It's so risky, but the bombs come all the way back around. They're going to leave MongolZ out of the picture. And are you telling me after the effort, after the shift that MongolZ has put in, he is not going to get to play in these last couple of rounds of regulation? He has to rely on his team. Kiyasuke, Joker in the pack, hiding out. Nico with nades, baiting for him, and FURIA undecided. Maybe they change their mind. It's meant to be. Feels like a high-risk maneuver. Fallen is still lurking long. There's 20 seconds. You got to get a move on.
Man, time's becoming a real problem. Now the MongolZ Orb's going to scare you away. And at this point, Falcons
baiting Carrigan.
It's a play. Kiyasuke tucked in with it all to play for.
That's
the lineup. That's the bomb. You can't win this. You need the kills. You need them now.
MongolZ.
He's got to go on the hunt and can't fall and do it. MongolZ runs away. Seconds the difference.
Falcons win the round!
The bullshit didn't belong to FaZe Clan, it belonged to Carrigan the whole time! Falcons get on a match and series point!
Seconds the difference, MongolZ escapes certain death. And Kiyasuke, punish, bomb drop. This young rifler has stood tall in this series. He has showed up on the stage. And Falcons want to finish in style.
They were so stubborn. They didn't move. Everything FURIA threw at them. They had faith in the read. They had faith in the call.
They want to jam this finish right down FURIA's throats.
And at the tail end of hours, everything put on the line, put into this series. No doubt in the commitment. Falcons could pull through here and now. Carrigan, deep on long, tested first.
Oh,
clear. Yuri gets denied. Don't tell me we got another overtime.
Let's run it back. No survivors into overtime. Falcons push the boat out, drowned in lower tunnels. And we are not done with our quarterfinals. That pump of adrenaline. Oh, they both hit it. MongolZ first, KyuSuke better.
Falcons, now you tell yourself you've done enough. KyuSuke has handed you the mother of all openings here with that double kill. Onus now falls to FURIA to be the ones to find a solution. 2 players out on the mid side, but it's not without contest. Waiting around here, you've got Nico out towards the spawn. And a quiet map for him. With Monte looking over his shoulder, you'll feel emboldened. You've got this AWP to cover.
Fallen desperately wants a window peek. He is not going to get it. Eventually, got to call it off. Smoked across. Can Monte find the shot? Okay.
Touch of class from Fallen. Monte might be quick, but Fallen's got the experience, and that kill has opened up a route back into the A site.
Look who's home.
Karrigan sits down bottom of the board, and while his team get picked apart, it all falls onto his shoulders. Crossing out into no man's land, Karrigan is dead. Fallen collects this AWP back in his hands and doing a number to the Falcons. KyuSuke started this off with that crazy double. And still more is demanded of Falcons prodigy.
2 shots.
And a shot away from certain death. Yuri does the honors.
A double entry for KyuSuke, and it falls on dead ears. FURIA 3v5 their way to that first round of overtime. It was Falcons who refused to go down on Nuke. FURIA are now pulling it out here on Dust2. And there is more in store in this third map as Fallen, an old dog with new tricks perhaps, keeps FURIA in this. Tag on the cross. He is under threat. Tassis drops his nade out of fear, but a walk in here is risking your entire life. Yakinda one-shots him. KyuSuke alone. They're gonna pounce.
It's been good for multi-kills here as KyuSuke. Cross out towards the car, you gotta deal with him quickly. Across the map, Falcons try and move into position. They get past KyuSuke. Bomb in tow, it's with Fallen.
I think you can't wait. I think you've got to go, Nico.
Try and strike while the iron's hot. Through this, sides against it, waits for Karrigan to come and back him up. Another flash to get this one going.
These post-ones are so difficult. I feel like the element of surprise is all you have sometimes. Playing this together at a 2v2, slow and steady, gives the TZ advantage.
It's great, Yuri brought down low, and there's Nico on a wide swing, finally finding his impact. Took a long time to get mileage out of the guy, but retaking almost on his lonesome, the hardest site in the map.
Excellent utility as well. The smoke that gets him out, the nade that sends FURIA down. And despite brutal entry into that B-bomb site from Yakinda and K27, we still trade rounds in this overtime. Doesn't feel like the AWP's paradise anymore. Although another cross shot for MongolZ has once again left Tessis on notice. The map has fallen into the hands of the riflers. Great flashbang, but no punish. Yeah,
right. Been a while, bit of streak of silence for MongolZ. But an important head-to-head, the earlier tag, finding impact here. as he looks to win out this half of OT for FURIA. They've just got Nico to get past, tap it on the line. One's not going to cut it. Carrigan can't match up against K27's firepower out the short side, and this A-bomb site cracked wide open. As you begin these rotates, you better be looking over your shoulder, because Yuri lurks down here in the tunnels, ready to round it out. Tessez tagged right at the dawn of this round is the guy left in the clutch. For FURIA, they've just got to finish what MongolZ started.
It's a matter of time, and MongolZ does not miss. So FURIA advantage in OT from 5-9 down all the way. Falcons could not close on their one opportunity. And this is a game where nothing is sacred. You are never safe until you are out of your seat. The back and forth from these last few overtimes. Draining game. MongolZ trying to leave everything out of the stage, pushes that Molotov, doesn't get his chance. Nate falls short. Falcons silent up Cat, but silent into who, you ask? Even MongolZ won't take the risk. The smoke comes down. The Falcons call the bluff. MongolZ has repositioned. There's a gap that Falcons don't want to risk. On a C.
Serato waits. Clear is a little labored. They've got him pinned in now, though, as the mag runs dry. That will decide his fate in the mid-fight. 40 seconds left on this. Yukinda really going to make an aggressive move, looking like he wants to come through, or at least thinking about it. Sides against it. B-site called into question now. That's the object of Falcon's desire. Yuri has had a number of pivotal moments across this series.
Oh, no.
This has to be one of them. That's one hell of a double. Limit reached eventually. An advantage sides with Falcons as they put distance between themselves and FURIA. Oh, hell of a catch for Fallen.
No nades on this retake. This is the round MongoZ is made for.
Tell yourself you've got MongoZ in a post plan. You've got him with his weapon of choice. He will be enough. He will hold the line.
Has to be. No one holding the window. Locked in on this door. Flank miss. MongoZ peeks. He hits his. And this is it. MongoZ and Tessez take it the distance. Even game once again. Falcons never take their finger off that trigger. And in MongolZ City, even MongoZ getting chance because game respects game.
You're bearing witness to the most tightly contested, one of the best series of Counter-Strike played on the stage. And it's helmed by two grizzled veterans. Carrigan has spoke this entire time, trying to lay down the law, his path for Falcons to get back into this. That's the first step in the right direction. Now it falls to Fallen to try and counter.
You've got to tell yourself, at least you're on the T side, going out on your terms. You call the shots. You take the risks. You decide your fate. Falcons Out middle, smokes down, cat control gifted.
I think all the way back to regulation might have felt like a long time ago, but this catwalk area was the way in for the Falcons. Able to nullify MongolZ's impact on the cross shots. You had the crazy openings from Tessez and Kiyasuke. So they're going to go back to Old Faithful here. Looking at that catwalk with interest. Locked down, but that doesn't stifle the plan much. Fallen does have a re-smoke here. Maybe that causes some chaos. It's only a matter of time before this exec rolls out. This time, though, 3 players out the long doors. Usually, it's one guy lurking here alone.
Yeah.
Onus gonna be on MongolZ, rising to the occasion. Long gets corrupted. They're getting pincered. MongolZ up, holds the line for the first. Oh, and there's the follow-up. Tessa's dead, and Monte doesn't have the time. 20 seconds left to work with. Really got to live up to that nickname now, but Monte flashed off the line, and there's more where that came from. They're just slowing him down, trying to let the clock decide it. FURIA, match and series point.
An impossibility for Monte. FURIA make it so. They throw everything they have at him, and MongolZ in the right place at the right time delivers the shots. Both these AWPers have gone quiet and come back louder. But the headline might just read FURIA in Astana, as they are given a chance to shut this series up for once and for all. Will the mistakes of Nuke rear their head again? Or can FURIA finish what started hours ago?
MongolZ looking for the coup de grace, the killing blow to the Falcons, ends up giving away an opening.
All right.
So Falcons breathe a little easier, that AWP out of play.
Roll of the dice. Comes up in favor of the Falcons. Check that bomb. Yuri has been a rock in this series. Extremely reliable across all 3 maps, but this should be a task too far. As Fallen makes a gamble happen, Falcons puff their chest up. They fake out. FURIA, will they fall for it? Because it's between Yuri's M4 and a spray down to save this series. This is all a farce. The object is on B.
It's only 2 players in front of Yuri, though. This is not impossible. He's been good for the multi-kills, but that one comes up short. Kindar and a tricky 1v2 in front of him. If they do want to close this here and now. They had so much trouble getting this done in OT. They couldn't manage it on Nuke. And I think history could repeat itself on Dust2 unless Kindar does the impossible. An entrenched Tessez has set up Monte. No one's going to overpeak. No one's going to give you this. You've got to make your own clutch happen, and out into the open. It's a shutdown. We're running this one back.
I got so scared seeing that AWP swap off, but Monte delivers no matter what you give him. Falcons force another overtime. The game that keeps giving, that never ends. And Yuri had it there, right in the palm of his hand. Fallen set them up just for it, but still, FURIA, it slips through their fingers, that old familiar feeling. On control denied.
Tension dissipates, right? You're keen to take a bit of extra risks here now that you've got a fleet of rounds to play with again. So risking it on a Tessez push out through the long doors just to experiment. A bit of a flavor as to what's going on that half of the map. MongolZ out here in middle on a tight line, makes that AWP sing. So from bad to worse for the Falcons is 2 of these attempts to go and seek that opener come up short. Kiyasuke not overlooked. K-Serato beeline straight for him. Left now to a desperate play out through the catwalk. This one is a failure to launch from the Falcons.
And can you believe that here, past midnight in this quarterfinal against some of the best players in the world, it is Fallen top fragging for his team right now in his final year of competitive play. Showing up on the big stage with even bigger plays. 25 kills deep into these overtimes. Dropped his AWP to this young Kazakh sensation and still doing more with less in 2026. How do you call yourself out of this, Falcons? MongolZ fighting in middle, breaking the smokes, keeping the pressure on. Falcons heavy B. No one in the site, that changes. FURIA put 2 in position. MongolZ stays active after firing his shots. He's got support from the site. Falcons getting drawn into a mid to B. Oh no, Karrigan. That is not the time for misutility. Give him more, but it's one side smoked, one side open. Karrigan's gonna get the fight he looks for.
FURIA play to isolate the mid-fight. They hear that util out towards B. It gives them a moment of pause. They think better of it. Sandwiching Karrigan out here in mid. How does he still get away with one?
MongolZ didn't check it. Now it's a 2v3. Man down. Feels an impossible round again.
Got these flashes to try and make it happen. You're really hoping for a mistake.
Another miss.
Which Falcons have made a couple in this round with Miss Util. Flashes lead the charge, but Yakindar only manages one. Fallen knows just how impossible his clutch is supposed to be. He's in his twilight year. With that night sky looking beautiful right now, because Fallen shines as a star, finally extinguished. Falcons answer back, nail biter of a round. And still no clear winner in this series.
Yeah, everybody has had their moments. That is 5 kills from the 2 dainty Falcons. Karrigan gets a double out middle. MongolZ jumps the gun, coming through that CT smoke, perhaps thinking Karrigan was killed. He gets 2. Tess's clutches up. And again, we trade rounds back and forth. Oh dear. B player picked, and that was the second AWP for FURIA. Risk taken. Yakindar grabs lower.
This is a ballsy push. Yakindar stakes it all on these fights in at lower, and one is all he'll manage, barely able to stem the bleeding. Now it's just resource management for FURIA. They're not in a position to take risks here. It's a 3v4. Got to pick a site and dedicate to it.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. A late activation, you say. Honestly, re-enters.
It has to be MongolZ. If he doesn't get a multi-kill here, round gets away from you. They learn about that AWP. Try and play for distance. They're going right back into Yuri on his tunnels push. Monte with an important trade, and that's the one that opens up this plant. That's the one that secures the round. MongolZ has so much to clear, and he'll get shut down. Falcons with 2 in OT.
Yeah, that means nothing at this point. No round lead matters at any point in overtime. We've yet to have a flawless half in all the OTs we've played across this series. And with that in mind, there is always a chance which is what FURIA must tell themselves, but Monte, with his best round in a minute, 3 miraculous kills, 2 on the cross, and follows up on that upper push. Falcons with advantage for now. They will not give MongolZ what he wants. No fight on the cross, only one player makes it in. Tesses was getting tagged earlier. This time it's all his. Nico and Kiyasuke side by side. Risking the cross back to B. And breaking the smoke, but just missing that timing. Fallen makes it up Cat undisturbed. There's been a lot of B hits in this game. And Falcons are banking on one more. You know what? Maybe they're onto something.
These stacks, they're so stubborn about them, but it just has a funny way of falling into place the way the Falcons want it to. That had all the makings of a short play, and it was the underdefended side of the map. Monte was out of position. Something's called FURIA back over towards B. Corridor smokes down in middle, and now you're smiling to yourselves. You're thinking, they're really gonna give us this? They're gonna play right into our hands? 3 players over towards the B site. Kiyasuke full blind at the util. Stack broken through, but it was Nico going undetected, flying under the radar. Needed a multi-kill, but he gets put down after 1. Bomb will go down with seconds to spare. FURIA break through the 3-man hold.
The flash of dreams puts Kiyasuke on his ass. No one saves them here. Nico could have held the shot. He took it while he had it, and that's the Falcons a man down in this important retake round. They're just going to swing through the door. Karrigan on his timing. MongolZ denies it, and Monte again thrust into an impossibility. FURIA even up, and Monte can do nothing about it. Whoa, what? Whoa!
That's one way to make up for it!
What? Where did that happen?
Don't you worry, you can MongolZ hit you with an IOU, and that knife kill bankrolls it.
Okay. Through his opponent, why not? You'll take it, a bit of flair. Something to wash it down with.
Yeah, they also fucked us on B now. Let's fucking be good on B now.
That was the previous round. Tessa's calling the stack ahead of time. They go triple B, and look what they have to show for it. Absolutely nothing. FURIA pounds through that B site.
It's just going to be a real rough feeling for the Falcons, right? The idea that you had the right read, you had the right idea. You had everything there teed up for that to be your round, and it crumbled.
There is no flow to this game, no logic. This late into the match. Another cross shot connected. Both AWPers have hit them. Kinder out long. That's a missed Molotov. Is that an opportunity here that Kinder wants to take?
It makes sense that you're getting so many of these cross shots getting hit, while ZywOo is regarded for having this fantastic game sense, this unparalleled read of the game. These are 2 AWPers considered for their speed. That's what it's all about, and so these cross shots should be coming through aplenty.
Oh. Kiyasuke, this position got him multiple kills earlier in regulation, overtime. What's the difference at this point? Good molly, flushes K27 out, but they were ready with a flash for that. They're able to punish Kiyasuke on the swing. Trade comes out, Tessus is low.
I feel like that might just call you over, right? That's a B pick, and sure, you went 1 for 1, but you can cut down these mid-rotates. Pressure's gonna be on for Nico. He has to play through this util. He has to pop his chest out in mid. If you let them have this control, That B site is wide open with only Tessez to defend.
Fallen's allowed entrance. There's a smoke down. He uses it against him. Fallen walks the walk.
It's coming through. Fallen caught out by that push, and an important one for Nico. Path to rotate now opens back up for the Falcons.
Tessez hold his sight.
Who's here to join him? Eyes on that mid-smoke, never took him off it, and with Tessez holding the climb over, Falcons look to recover. MongolZ, a dead man on that cross. Monte sends his regards. It's Falcons again. Match and series point.
This is a game of B hits. And FURIA have broken through one too many times. Finally, Tessez holds the line on his own. And Falcons feel that sweet relief for just a second. That guarantee.
Oh, the mid-fight
They are
here.
not done. Missed cross shot. MongolZ won't come in. They go for the long rush to end with a bang.
Both Orpa's missing their chance at the opening. Will Monte survive? Will he get away? Distance between himself and the long take. Are you going to clear this? They're instantly calling the bluff of FURIA. They were moving in to try and clear that out, and they decide against it. Good thing they did. FURIA did not depart. This was not a ruse.
Oh my. Baited, but MongolZ missed a jump. He wanted to go pit with that jiggle. Now he's risking it all. Monte hit that leg at range. MongolZ given a warning shot. A sign of things to come.
Said it last round, this has been a game of B hits. You've shown a lot of posturing out towards long. You know you've got Falcons paranoid. You know you've cut off the info. Where do FURIA go? Back to B.
If they get a door smoke in, we're talking another overtime. Kiyasuke's in mid with the AWP. That mid smoke might send him back to his bomb site, but a door smoke would lock him out of this entirely. FURIA 4 players. MongolZ with no more util to fake. He's thrown his last long smoke and he pulls back as FURIA walk right through.
Tessez has the entire team coming his way, and what a time for him to deliver. The finish line is right there. The madness could be about to end. Playing it forward is the Falcons, and they'll get it done into those semi-finals. The most resilient we have ever seen this team on the big stage at their first outing with Karrigan.
They got battered on Mirage, they got bruised on Nuke, but they stood true. Overtime after overtime across back-to-back maps, past the mid.